Well, hello, and welcome back to Hot Springs Island. We have entered the Lapis Observatory, or at least we're about to. Let us join the Discord and see how everyone's doing. Hello there.
Hello.
Yeti is live.
Indeed. Dost thou remember what we did last?
We found the tower.
And I was interrupted from drawing the damn door.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, we dragged you through it.
We found the
Bastards.
As mentioned prior, the door opens itself, so y'all don't need to click it. In fact, you literally can't. For you again, Sarabi, I'll remind you, these are indeed double doors, made of gold, high relief, elves and dwarves, constellations, stars, comets. They're naked, they're beautiful, they're posing, flexing, all the good shit. When you guys get close, it opens. When you move away, it closes.
All right, so they pull me through. Is the other side decorated?
It is a much simpler decoration. It's also relatively hard to see in here. Obviously, you need to take a few steps back, so you need to be maybe, I'd say about 10 feet away, so like probably here-ish. If you guys were here, it would probably close. I'd say it opens anywhere from like the 5 to 10 foot distance is where it opens.
Foxfire! I will draw the inside of the door.
Alrighty. Less lewd, but all the same. Still some good stuff. Inching on in forward, as I mentioned, this place looked from the outside quite extravagant. And now that we're on the inside, it is indeed that. The first thing we run into, it is quite odd looking, so bear with me. As you guys move forward, you see a somewhat shadowed area. It seems to be enchanted with an ancient magic to show detailed depictions of galaxies, nebulas, comets, asteroids, planets, etc., etc. And it looks quite beautiful from a distance. It has a relatively hard cutoff line where this effect begins as well. It is warbly from where you stand.
Ooh, shiny. Like I'm gonna walk in.
Alrighty. Aldrin, what are you doing while he's walking in and Sarabi is sketching?
Trying to annoy Sarabi as much as possible while she's sketching.
I'm going to swat at him with all my tails.
Just like an annoying child, just like, hey, what you doing? What's this? What's that?
Please stop! Oh, I'm done!
As you walk forward, Lekka, you are enveloped by the space. And I probably should not have used that word, but it feels as if you are actually in space. Not that you know what that feels like, but it's strange. It's very floaty. You can breathe just fine, but sound doesn't really seem... The sound of your footsteps, at least, ceases almost entirely upon entering this area. And when
I scream.
Oh, you scream and no one can hear you.
Oh my.
Oh no.
You guys can still see Lekka.
I take a step back if I can, but yeah.
You can walk through it if you wish. There is a hard stop after that, but it is
indeed...
indeed...
a step back, they hear a sudden scream.
Just like half the scream?
Basically. Just
Excellent.
the end tail of it.
Alrighty, so Robbie, I'd say after a good second, you probably have your sketch.
Dokes.
Do the two of you also move forward?
I make to go
Sure,
forward.
why not?
I do like the thing where I step through, in and out, screaming.
Oh, so it's like the Doppler effect?
Basically. Except more dramatic, you know?
As all of you walk into this area, you'll receive the same very floaty sensation as it hugs your body. Inside, though, you can hear very, very faint sounds now, almost as if something is adjusting. Are you walking outside, Robbie?
Yeah, I'm going to sneak out and redraw the door on the other side.
Okay, I will cut to them then. While the two of you are here and enjoying this potential nightmare.
So I'm in space right now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Effectively.
Looking down, there's no walkway. You're walking flat. It's fine. Like, you're not falling or anything. But
Yeah.
it is...
I'm gonna try to find some constellations that I know. See if it's like, is this our night sky or something?
So interestingly, you don't recognize any of the constellations. This is almost like a different space in, well, space. It's from a different centralized location. You probably recognize the location of some stars, as some are brighter than others, and like their general configuration would be kind of the same. Occasionally you can see some planets and such, but we don't see our moons. Whatever close planets that would possibly show themselves are not there. In fact, if you guys kind of like move a bit, you realize that you can probably move a little bit further than this area actually would suggest, which is quite interesting. And upon waiting here for a few moments, before you, a phantasm, a translucent, glowing phantasm, appears of an androgynous elf. They are absolutely gorgeous. They look to both of you and bow
I'm gonna wait like slightly too long, and then I guess I bow as well.
Yeah, same. I was
Sort
like,
of
huh?
Like
What?
half looking at Eldrin, like, what do we do now?
We just look at each other like, huh? And then we both bow, I guess.
It sort of holds its bow and then crosses its hands, holding them in front of its body, and just looks to the two of you, smiling almost as if waiting.
Hello?
The smile widens, and the figure before you says, "Welcome to Hotel Lapis. Please, unburden yourself and relax. Servants will come for your luggage. Would you like to enter?"
Lekka is just watching us slack jailed at this point. What?
I don't know what's happening.
New to me.
We'll cut over to Sarabi. You're able to mostly get, obviously, a full sketch of the Sarabi would take quite some time, as it is very, very elaborate. And being an artist yourself, you wouldn't want to do any disservices, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. While you were sketching this, behind you, not necessarily behind you, but above you and around you, you hear something sort of shuffling about. As a reminder, it is 12 p.m., so it is noon, daytime. And you hear something shuffling from above.
Like directly above or like in the floor above?
A floor or two above you.
I will stare above, push my Foxfire nearby.
As you do, you instantly see a mass of orange liquid pour from one of the windows and come hurtling, not towards you, but a good 15 feet or so to your right. And it splats with a very sticky, sickly sound.
I will immediately dash towards the door.
All right, it does not seem to react to you in any way, shape, or form. Moving towards the door, it opens again, and you can just barely see your friends in this, like, space aura. Do you join them?
Yes.
All right. And as you do, you see the translucent phantom figure that I mentioned.
Guys, there's some orange slime outside the door. Oh, hi.
Welcome to Hotel Lapis. Please unburden yourselves and relax. Servants will come for your luggage. Would you like to enter?
First this, and now orange slime. I'm confused. I'd rather
Do you have
deal with
any-
the orange slime.
Do we have any other options?
I mean, what's the orange slime doing?
I don't know. I saw it splat down and I ran in here.
All right.
Oh, I'm going back outside. I'd rather
Was
deal
it-
with that.
Was it hostile?
I'll peek out the door, I guess.
Was it gross?
I mean, it's slime.
Explains why
That
you
doesn't
ran
mean
then.
it's gross.
I mean, this is Sarabi we're talking about. Everything's gross from.
The sound it made was very concerning, especially for her, I would say.
Oh,
It's
no.
not normally something you would like, Sarabi.
So yes, it was definitely gross.
As you peek your head out, Aldrin, you don't see one slime, you see three.
Oh,
There are two to the left and there's one to the right, and they are slowly moving themselves towards the door.
I'm assuming they look, well, I guess it's slime. It's hard to tell if it looks aggressive, but it's coming at the door, so I'll just shut it and try to hold it closed.
Okay,
Nice.
there are. You realize there's
See
no
them
hand.
from here, or
There's no
Oh,
handles
God.
on the door, so there's. I wouldn't say it's impossible to hold it closed, but it is not. Yeah, basically not possible with your current stage to hold it closed. In fact, standing next to it, it instantly slides open. So the thought of I want to close this kind of goes, oh,
Well, run away.
I thought you said you'd rather
Can I-
deal with the slimes.
There's
can
three
I,
of them.
can I see the slimes from here? Or?
yes. As he runs away, the door opens, and one of the slimes really slowly, and I stress really slowly, begins to move through the door.
The race finger.
Okay.
Are those the servants you were talking about? Gesturing towards the slimes?
They are not. Those are guests. Would you like to enter?
Yes.
No,
Good. Welcome to the Lapis Observatory.
I don't know if I want to enter. It might turn into one of those things.
I don't know if I do either, but I said yes.
What can possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Well, I was
Nothing at
going to
all.
say just turn around and whack the slimes, but, you know,
By the way, do you know
never
that
mind, we're
your
going in.
night sky is wrong?
You receive a smile at that. And sort of as a reminder, I'll let you know as well, Sarabi, the space that you're standing in, literally, seems bigger. It seems as if you can move around more than the area actually provides. So it's maybe a 15-foot or so wide corridor, but looking around, there are no walls. You could keep going realistically if you wanted to. You're not sure if you can go down, because you look down, your feet are on solid floor. Technically, you can feel the floor, but you can't see it. It just goes down, 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 down. Just space. When you mention that the constellations are wrong, she just smiles.
Alright, this is weird.
The wall ahead of you shimmers, as is the room ever so slightly. A door forms and is slowly opened. And as it is, the slimes just kind of take their time, like boobly-doobly-doobly. They're really slowly moving forward. One of them kind of slaps against the wall and just like slides up against it. They are not going for you, Sarabi or Aldrin. They don't really see you, Lekka, but they are definitely moving southward.
I'm gonna go to the side and see if they actually follow us.
Excellent. Sarabi, are you joining?
Yes.
Alrighty. As you move through the walkway, the door does not dissipate, the wall does not reform, and you guys can technically almost, but not really, see the slimes through this like space dome. It is primarily just a black void. If you really focus, you can sort of see figures moving beyond, but you'd have to stare for quite some time, knowing that it's all an illusion. You guys are instantly greeted with the walkway that you are currently standing on. It goes in 4 separate directions, obviously the cardinal directions. And looking about, you can tell that, well, this place was definitely something. Over to your right, Lekka, as you move over there, you were greeted with many high-backed chairs, tables. Some are fallen, but most are preserved, still standing up. They are wood-paneled. They have, like, plush green carpet on the floor. A lot of the upholstery of the chairs themselves are also green to match this carpet. It is definitely seen better days. Looking to the right, you guys could pretty quickly see towards the direction of 6. There was a window that was open there, and just beyond the way, they are not attempting to hide. There are various bolt foragers, which are those giant vulture-esque birds that are sort of just picking around. This area seems, on looking out the window, to be raised just a bit. Almost as if you guys went up, not a whole floor, but like maybe third of a floor, half a floor. And what are you looking for over in this direction, Lekka?
I'm just hiding behind the wall for now.
Oh, okay.
As you do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Aldrin, what are you doing?
I feel like I probably would have followed Lekka over here. Just been like, hey, what you doing? What's going on over here? Why are you hiding?
I'm gonna see if they follow us.
You know, that's a good idea. I'll hide behind Lekka.
All right, excellent. Well, now the question is for Sarabi, since you sort of stayed behind, where did you move to?
I would have followed.
Okay. To stage left, sorry. There seems to be a stone garden. Many plants and things are growing there. You guys can very easily see, nothing's hidden here. You guys can very easily see what's going on. Like I said, 7 is just like a seating area, it seems. 8, looking to the southeastern quadrant. There's a whole bunch of like hanging spheres and cubes you can see. And then to the left of that, it looks like there's a gymnasium, obstacle course type deal. Very strange. As you guys move this general direction, you guys can see the center of the room. There is a massive arrow embossed into the floor, pointing cardinal and intercardinal directions. And to the very, very, very west of this area seems to be a desk of some variety. There are no elves here. There are no people here. This place is indeed empty. And as you guys move around the corner, you see the slimes sort of just like schluck their way down. They move about. They move about. One kind of goes over here where the tables are, and it slides up against one of the chairs, knocking it over. And then it waits a second, almost as if it's trying to seat itself, sort of gives up and then continues. Another one of them slides over to those hanging domes I mentioned, and another sort of moves into the stone gardens. And they're not really doing anything noticeable, just moving about, honestly.
Well, aside from being gross, they don't seem hostile at least. That's an improvement over nearly everything we found in this jungle.
I mean, we don't know that yet.
All right, and moving about this area, what do we do?
Assuming they aren't really doing anything.
Not really, no. One is, so far, completely enveloped a chair, and it is sitting in it, if you will. Looking at the chairs and the tables, they look like they're set to, well, meet somebody. There are various drinking paraphernalia, kettles, goblets, mugs, wooden boxes, things of that nature. And throughout this entire area, and I mean not just the Area 7, the northeastern zone, throughout the entire ground floor of this area, there is a thick layer of orange crystal, not slime.
Same color?
Same-ish color, yeah.
Right? We came here to explore. Might as well do that.
Yes, I agree. Is there anything interesting to draw?
I mean, to find interesting, this whole place is wholly unique.
You know what? I'm just gonna draw everything.
Sure.
I'm like wide-eyed like a kid in a store that's just doodling everything I see.
Most excellent. Aldrin, what are you doing?
I don't want to touch the slime. I don't want to touch it. I will just slowly walk around them and just look around for anything semi-interesting, I guess.
Already. And like, are you looking for anything in particular? You guys touching anything? Or
I mean, there was a desk to the west, right?
It looks to be a receptionist desk, yeah, now that you sort of watch the slimes do their thing.
I'm gonna go that way and see how the slimes react to me just moving around, I guess.
Sure, how close do you get to them?
I take a wide berth, but not like exceedingly.
Okay, like 20 or so feet, keep it kind of safe.
Yeah.
All right, as you walk around them, they don't really seem to respond anyway. There's a bit of a shift, just a bit. Nothing aggressive, though. More so as if they are reacting to your movement. Maybe not to you.
Can I climb up these divides, or is it too high?
There's a stair set at the inner cardinal directions. So realistically, I mean, you're kind of
Preferably,
a small
I would like
boy.
to not use those, considering one of the slimes is right next to it, you know?
Yeah, you're kind of a small boy. If you use a chair as a booster seat, you could probably get up.
Yeah, sure.
It wouldn't be too hard.
They see me like climbing on a table, jumping on the walkway, and then going to the reception desk area.
As you begin to walk over there, Sarabi, you are drawing, and Aldrin, you're touching things.
Just looking for anything that might be worth something. I don't know.
Excellent. I'm going to have you roll me two
Look
things.
Oh, good.
First and foremost, roll me a d10.
Oh, good. That's a
die.
D8. There we go.
Oh, yeah, buddy. All right, let's see. Nice. All right. You find, partially why I was excited for this, is there's a lot of items here.
Oh, good.
There's a whole bunch. Okay, so first and foremost, good sir, you find a small bottle that is filled with about 8 or so ounces of a yellowy liquid. And looking about, there don't seem to be too many like this one. It seems unique.
Yeah, I will shove it in my bag and show it to Lekka later.
All right, go ahead and add. So there's a lot of shit here. So I'll have you guys adding items randomly. For reference, there's like 300 magic items. There's like 300 unique items in this module. So no, I didn't put them all in Foundry because holy shit, that would blow it up. So I'll just tell you guys to add things. I'll just give you a name and I'll let you know what it does later. So Aldrin, go ahead and add the Rough Night to your inventory. And night as in nighttime, not have at ye, scallywag.
It's a pirate, not a knight.
I mean, maybe it's a pirate night.
Eventually.
You don't know my background.
I'm gonna bounce up to
No,
Aldrin.
I'm multi-classing. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you put your bag there? Huh?
What?
What'd you put in your bag?
Found a bottle. It's got some stuff in it. I'm going to have Lekka look at it.
Me? Can I touch what he touched?
The same one?
Yes.
I mean, if he's allowing you to.
It's in my bag. No. I'm going to show it to Lekka so he can figure out what it is.
Damn it, all right.
You don't need to just drink random liquid or anything. That's just weird.
Hey, stop making so much noise back there.
Sorry.
Speaking of noise, the two of you, roll me perception.
Oh, good.
Perception, what's that?
Your eyes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Perception, what's that?
Yeah, what's that? It's a 6.
I am so absorbed with my eyes on my art that I see nothing.
This is fair.
And I hear nothing. And I smell nothing.
All right, Mr. Aldrin.
Hills are actively covering every one of her senses.
Excellent. All right, well, Sarabi, you are lucky winner. I'd probably say as you're kind of palling around looking at what we got here and trying to check out the drink that Aldrin has, you guys are relatively close to a table. For reference, the scale isn't perfect on this, but we'll live with it. It's okay. Getting close to this table, Sarabi, you feel something tickle your tails.
I do?
You do, yes.
But I rolled a nat 1.
Yes, that's why it got so close.
That's why it got so close. You can
Oh,
feel
all right.
something tickling your bushel. Your collective.
I will spin around. Hey, I give you permission to touch that.
As you say that, you see long, spindly legs pulling out from under the table. She screamed, by the way.
Yes, we
I
heard.
figured.
What did I just say?
Trip over the table.
All right.
God, you can't bring kids anywhere, can you now?
Aren't you like super old?
She is.
Yes. I'm like 200.
All right, go ahead
Doesn't
and
mean
roll.
I can't be surprised.
Indeed, go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
Wow, I rolled a nat 1 on my initiative.
Indeed.
That's 2
As
nat
you
1s
do.
in a row, by the way.
As one does.
Now just
Alrighty.
roll, 8 more.
Just
You'll be at 10.
I will be rage quitting if that happens.
We'll get them all out of the way. Not a big deal. Alrighty, over to your right, you actually see one of the tables get pushed over. And Aldrin, one of these spiders begins to sort of crick and clack its way on over to you. They look incredibly unique, I might say. The thorax of each of these spinners You see two so far. We'll say the third one's technically invisible, but we don't know that. It has a glowing, liquid-filled orb. One is red, one is blue, and one is purple. They are very obviously something
Bad.
unique. Not great, yeah. This one will skitter over to you.
I mean, vibrant colors usually means poisonous.
Indeed. This one's going to skitter on over to
Usually.
you, Aldrin, and it's going to attempt to lash out at you with its fangs.
Please don't. Oh, or do.
Please do. All right. And with a constitution save, that is a hit and a fail, you're normal poisoned. You don't just instantly die.
Aw,
I know. I'm
why
sorry.
not?
I
I
know.
mean, poison is still pretty bad, honestly.
Poison's not
Yeah,
great, but it's not.
That's terrible.
It's not an instant death. It sinks its fangs. It like sneaks up under your like boot, sort of like where your shoe meets your leggings, and it manages to sink its fangs into you, and poison begins to course through you, Aldrin.
Should have bit me. I have resistance to it.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I will not summon a Brontosaurus.
Oh, God.
I will summon this boy.
All right.
I missed the Brontosaurus, though.
Well,
Pretend he's a Brontosaurus.
you can just imagine.
Maybe it's
You know,
Aldrin's
I can-
body.
You know what? Can my clone actually just be a Brontosaurus? Like just a normal, like me-sized Brontosaurus?
I mean, he is your fantasy friend, so
Yeah,
If
your
it's my
imaginary
imaginary friend.
Yeah. I was gonna
Instead of it just being me.
I was
All
gonna suggest
little boys
something
love dinosaurs, right?
slightly more
It's
horrifying.
It's like a brontosaurus, but the face is Eldrin.
I was literally going to say
Oh, no.
that. Actually, that's worse than what I was going to say. I was going to say it's just Aldrin's
Uh.
body, but like where the head is just like a little Brontosaurus neck.
Like my horse prince.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate all of this.
Oh.
Oh, God. Okay, well, I mean, I'm poisoned, and I don't think there's much I can do about it. So I'm just going to swing and hope, I guess.
I mean,
Just,
yeah.
give him a bonkin'.
Alrighty, with a quick swing, you whomp this boy and almost entirely smash it in a single blow.
And with my other boy, I'll smack this one and not actually smack it. I lied.
Alright, it jumps out of the way, only being buffeted by your strike. Alrighty, and this lad here, well, you're being a bit of a meaner wiener, so he's not going to scoot over. Instead, it's going to kind of jump up on the table and position itself to aim its thorax at you. Ooh, lucky duck. All right. It sprays web at you. Unfortunately, Aldrin, you're able to dive out of the way. Lucka, you hear your friends potentially in trouble. What dost thou do?
I'm gonna yell over to the steward that we met at the door. Hey, there's spiders in here. You should clean this place up.
The steward turns to you and just sort of smiles and gives a bow.
Whatever,
Yes,
I'll do it myself.
We're not tipping you.
Yeah.
I mean, we aren't even paying for this
We weren't
place.
going to. We weren't planning to do that in the first place.
I mean, we're definitely not now.
I'm
Can't
just,
change my mind.
squinting at the tiny ass spider on the floor and trying to find it.
It does hide quite well. They're about the size of a medium-sized dog.
Chuck some lightning at it, that's it.
All right, another strike as lightning courses through its body, but it still stands.
Too bad.
All right, the one that you just struck will move around your clone and look to you, Sarabi. It's going to have advantage on this strike, as it caught you unawares. Alrighty.
That's not advantage now.
Didn't need advantage, apparently? That is fine. This cannot crit. Alright, what's going to happen is you are completely restrained in webbing.
Exactly what Sarabi wants.
Hey, this is her favorite. God, this is hilarious. So I added something to alphabetize all the debuffs. So my
What?
brain looking around is like, oh yes, restrained. Those are the beginning of the alphabet. Also, the web
it's my
looks... It is indeed your turn, Sarabi. And this is not normal web. Let me immediately open with that. It has this weird, like a sparkly quality to it. It came out of its weird glowing butt. This one's blue, by the way. So there's like a blue sheen running through these webs.
I'm momentarily entranced. This looks pretty.
It actually is quite gorgeous.
I wonder what kind of fabric I can make. I designate my ally safe.
Indeed, you do. All right. The Spirit Guardians do
Casually throwing
damage
down the Spirit Guardian.
the second you drop it, or is it on their turn?
I think it's on that turn.
Sarabi opens up the disco. I guess we're going to ignore all those. Alrighty, question. Your Spirit Guardians, what do they look like?
Oh. Can I make them little foxes?
Beautiful. Alrighty. This boy, I don't know which one he is, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a wisdom save for him. That's a failure. So do your spiritual foxes just jump and leap and like rip him apart?
Mm-hmm.
All right. They surround this little spider boy and absolutely tear him to pieces. All right, Aldrin.
Still hate it here. Doing what I can do and giving him a smack.
Lekka's just looking at Sarabi like, why are you using big spells? They're spiders. Come on.
Because this one lasts 10 minutes.
All right, with another swamp, you absolutely crush this boy. Flattened
Nice.
entirely.
That's all I got. I don't have an extra attack.
And the boy to the north, once again surrounded by little foxes. You needed to roll a 15 and rolled a 14. It should be 3d8 damage, Sarabi.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that up for me. 9. All right, fortunately for you, my dear, that is enough to also surround him and tear him apart. Looking about? It seems we're no longer surrounded by spider or any other beasts that wish to do us harm. You are still covered in web, though, Sarabi, and Aldrin, the poison will eventually wear off, but it's going to take approximately a minute.
Oh, good.
Wiggle out of the webs?
Yes, you can roll me a strength check, or someone can attack them.
I'll just try to rip them apart or pull her out, whatever.
Basically, you need to strength save 10 or do 10 damage to it, I think.
If it's a net, it can't be bludgeoning damage, by the way.
Well, awkward.
This is a
Uh,
mace with
okay,
spiky
yep.
ends.
I'll just keep hitting
not
it
how it
until
works.
it
Ah.
breaks.
Actually, yes.
You hate waifu.
Well, no, you actually can do that. You can turn the weapon around and use it as a impromptu weapon. It's only 1d4, but
So I'm going to keep hitting it until all the
Wait,
webs are basically gone, and I'm going to wind up another swing like I'm actually going to hit her and then stop.
Oh, cower in fear that last hit.
so technically Spirit Guardians last for
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I will not let them go.
That's fine.
Walk around and hit some invisible spiders.
Exactly. The web didn't dissolve, right?
No, it fell off as normal, and it glimmers on the floor.
Can I stick it in like a vial or something?
It is web, so it's very sticky. You can attempt to, but your fingers are going to be pretty gross after.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just leave sparkles on my hands afterwards.
Yes.
Sparkle fingers.
Oh no, it's all over her face and her tails. It's like dropping a glitter bomb.
The way you said sparkle fingers makes me want to say no, actually.
No.
Sparkle fingers.
Sparkle fingers.
Sparkle fingers.
All
Any
right.
more spiders? Any more spiders? Huh?
Looking around from this distance, Sarabi, you can tell that there's probably some more hiding around, but as long as you keep an eye out and you know what to look for and don't just touch things, you should probably be safe.
I mean, if they're in a spirit guardian range, they'll all die anyway.
That is true.
Walk through the room and every spider dies. You just hear
Yeah.
screeching.
Yes, that's what I want to do. Sha la 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 la.
All right, upon
Don't
moving to
get
one of
Too
the back
close to the
tables,
slime, though.
indeed, upon moving to one of the back tables, you actually do, we'll say, both aggro and we'll just say you kill one. It screeches as it jumps out from under the table, and one of your little spirit foxes dives to the left and to the right, catching it, slamming it to the ground, ripping it apart.
Is there anything on these tables?
Yeah,
Make sure to gather all those spiders.
there are many
Because I
things.
believe Eldrin still has a poisonous kit, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Mostly drinking paraphernalia. Cups, mugs, things like that.
Anything full? Like Aldrin's vial?
None that you can see, no. Just that one.
Why do you care so
Damn it.
much about the one thing I found so far?
I'm jealous you found something cool.
Well, it's just a bottle with some liquid in it. We don't even know if it does anything.
Lekka ignores the bickering and goes to the front desk.
Like, come back. I have something for you.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
Alrighty, as we meander on over to the front desk, as mentioned before, this place is quite ornate. Moving closer, we see lapis lazuli walls with gold hexagonal mirror inserts.
My
the-
favorite stone matches my color.
The desk itself is obsidian with a mirror finish, and it actually has just very faint glowing line inserts. There are various vases, some are toppled, shattered. They seem to be made of porcelain. The detail is, once again, there are various elves and dwarves in various states of dress, mostly posing to look really sexy and awesome. There are some books that are pushed all over the place. Some of it's under the orange crystal, some of it's pushed under some of these plants, some are falling off this little walkway that you're standing on, and there's a large painting up in the back, also gold rimmed. There's a lot of gold here, by the way. Just like gold stuff. Everything's gold. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna
good.
sneakily look around and see if there's like anyone watching me.
Like
like an attendant at this point.
I wonder why you would be looking for that.
You can't necessarily see anyone watching you now.
Yes, I'm gonna jump up the counter, take
Okay.
a good look at the painting.
As you take a good look at the painting, you see that it is of a Nereid. You've not met this one before, but she looks relatively similar. Just behind you, and next to the painting, are also some sofas that are... One is burned, and one looks like it's mostly preserved, but it's definitely seen better days. The painting next to this sofa, it shows a scene of a desert, a stagnant, poor oasis, and a sandstorm brewing in the back.
Part of my memory remembers this.
As you gaze into this image, like you almost feel as if you can hear the storm. It's growing louder, actually.
Where's Daniel when you need him?
He's on the way.
Yes. I'll try to not get sucked into the portrait Mario style and look at some of the books and pamphlets and stuff like that.
Next to this painting, you actually see something that stands out quite a bit and looks relatively familiar. It is a mirror. The frame is made of solid mithril, and it's engraved in scales.
I touched the mirror, I guess.
Doesn't seem to do anything strange, doesn't bite you, doesn't scream at you. It is of impeccable build quality, I will say. The size is approximately, I want to say it's about 1.5 feet tall, maybe. Like 3/4 of a foot wide.
Hey, Eldrin, do you want to carry a mirror with you?
What? Carrie? Yes. I mean, no.
I was gonna jump in view and tell them to come over here and bring
Can we
the
go-
spider
can we
corpses
go
and all the
Up
stuff.
here?
Yes, you have to climb up there. You're taller than Lekka, so you don't have to get uppies. But yes, you can
I'll
climb
do
up.
that because the stairs will trigger my spirits.
Yes, and you'll
Uppies.
slapdash the boy. That would be awful.
I don't want to slapdash the boys quite yet.
As
Why
you
not?
move, you're taking the mirror with you, Lekka?
No, I'm leaving against there. It's very big. I'm just bringing them over here so they can take a look around.
I see books.
Look at this big ass mirror I found.
Could I even carry the mirror?
Yeah, it's that big. It's only like 1 foot tall.
I mean, if you
You're
want me to
carrying-
take it, I'll carry it.
You were carrying a chest. You can carry a mirror.
Yeah.
First, I'm gonna go around and see if there's anything of worth in this place. Identify some stuff. You said
Yes.
you had something. Maybe read some of the books.
Are there any medical books or naughty books?
Oh my
If
god.
you can even read them.
You wouldn't really know, Sarabi, unfortunately. It's in a language
No
that...
pictures? Damn it.
There are pictures, but they're very boring. So you recognize this language. It is indeed Elvish. It's an older Elvish. You guys have been seeing it
Yes.
everywhere. Not surprising whatsoever. But no, Sarabi, you cannot read it. Maybe you read like, let's see, like a portion of one of the dirty words that you know.
Well, I immediately check out that book.
All right. You're probably like enthralled in it. And if Aldrin were to look over your shoulder, he would see that it's probably just like a list of names and cleaning properties and such and boring shit like that.
Hey, Aldrin, what's this say?
It says broom.
Okay. I'll put the book back.
I'm just gonna spend 10 minutes casting this. Actually, 5 minutes, but yeah.
I will also hand you that thing that I don't know what it does because I don't want to just drink random stuff.
All right. I'll get to that.
So Aldrin, the mirror was left near the painting. Did you go to grab that?
I mean, if Lekka wants to take it with us, then sure, I'll carry it around.
And I'm first gonna identify it anyway. See if it's anything special.
Sure,
if
I'll
it's a
wait.
cool mirror, we can bring it anyway because it looks very
Fancy.
costly, fancy.
So you can tell the mirror is mostly just costly and fancy. Nothing magical about it.
I want to draw the painting.
Sure. As you walk over there,
I
Sarabi,
mean, you
and
can just take the painting, honestly.
begin to draw it, it is definitely larger than this mirror. You actually begin to hear a storm, Sarabi. And in the storm, you hear whispering. It's difficult to make out the words.
All right, be
But-
careful. The storm is real in the painting.
Indistinguishable.
And I can't understand them?
Not yet, but you feel as if you were to focus, you could.
I focus.
All right. Do either of you have I don't know, it's like an alchemist kit, but something similar to like an alchemist kit or a food kit or something along those
I mean,
lines?
I have herbalist kit, which you can use for potions and stuff like that.
All I have
Okay.
is a poisoner's kit and cook's utensils.
Sure.
I think that
Lekka,
also counts.
it might, yeah. I'll say Lekka, go ahead and roll your kit for me.
Ah, yes, perfect.
Ah, good.
Not great.
Wonderful
but...
rolls.
I will say, obviously, that won't give you too much more information, but you realize that this is a combination between both magic and the mundane. Aldrin, you can add this to the item if you wish. So it's a small blue bottle filled with approximately 8 or so ounces of a, do you touch it, this liquid, in any way, shape, or form? Sniffing it, if you give it a little whiff, it doesn't smell poisonous. It actually smells quite sweet.
I think I have to touch it for my identify spell.
I was like, how's that work for liquid? You just dip your finger in the liquid? I think you just touch the...
I'm not sure if I
guess.
can just touch the bowl if that works, but...
I think it's like a 10 minutes of like touching the whole thing. Like maybe you like poke the liquid, maybe you touch the whole... Basically touch the whole thing.
I just really put it in my mouth and give it like the wine taster swirl, and I don't do that, by the way.
Okay.
I just stick my finger in, I guess.
So, as I mentioned, you can tell that this drink is actually quite sweet. It has a very sour smell to it, and upon closer inspection, it's it's very lemony, actually. And there is indeed alcohol present. You're not
good.
entirely sure how this would function, Leica, so I'll leave it vague for now. But you know that if you take a drink of this, you do know that the person drinking will have let's say, a fit of forgetfulness. You don't know the extent of it, but you know this is the magical portion. You know that if someone were to drink this, they will forget. You don't know for how long, you don't know if it's a permanent forget, but there's definitely something going on in there.
I will very carefully put it back and make sure it's very like... is it like an open bottle, or was it close to something?
It has a cork, and you do know it's drink only, so you can swish. It's not going to kill you. Swishing approved.
I'm carefully going to put the cork back in and tell Elgin what it is and keep it away. Don't drink it. Do not let Sarabi drink it either.
It could be useful in some situations. We'll see. I'm not drinking it, though.
Wait, what does it do again?
Don't worry about it.
It makes you forget, Sarabi. You don't know how long it makes you forget for, and you don't know how much...
it's already working, and I haven't even had it yet.
Exactly.
Perfect. Are you sure you didn't drink some of it?
Not sure.
Lekka's like explaining it. Like, do you know when you go out for a drink night and you don't remember anything that happens the night prior?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except worse.
Ah.
So if given time to mess with this for...
Tequila.
Effectively, yeah. If you're given more time with your magical tequila, I'll tell you everything it does and doses and all that nonsense. Sarabi, though, you said you are drawing this painting?
Yes.
All right. And as you do, you actually notice there's a figure in this desert standing by this dying oasis. There's a Nereid, and she's moving, and she's walking towards you. She's getting larger and larger in this painting.
And she says, return the slab.
No.
I'll suffer my curse!
Please, no.
Worst episode. Terrible.
Nightmares.
Nightmares. Oh.
Did you like Mr. Naughty?
Oh, God.
No.
He was so creepy.
The goose as well.
Yeah. How do you respond, Sarabi?
I will keep staring and I'll look at the guys. Is it just me or is she getting closer?
I'm sure.
Or he?
Definitely female. If you two were to glance over, she is definitely getting closer. You look back, Sarabi, and she looks desperate. She's not running, but she's beginning to.
Is this like legitimate desperation, or like she could be faking it desperation?
I'll identify that portrait in a second. Might want to take a step back.
It looks legitimate. Up to you, Sarabi, but she's looking directly at you and she's mouthing something. The whispering is getting louder.
Can we hear?
Gonna get closer.
All right, as you get closer, Sarabi, the figure gets larger and larger. She's coming closer to not fill the entire painting, but she's rapidly approaching that state. And as she does, you can hear fear in this voice. Once again, you can't make out the words, but since you've gotten closer, suddenly you can. And you can hear the word uttered in desperation, just, help.
I reach out to her.
You die.
No, I'm suddenly in the painting myself.
This is Dark Souls,
I
yes.
mean, I'm watching this very carefully, so...
You reach out, and it's just a painting, Sarabi. You don't go in. She doesn't come out. In fact, she is covering the entirety of the painting now. You can just barely see the desert behind her, and she's huffing, and she's completely out of breath. You can see that she's gazing around, checking out her surroundings, kind of trying to look over your shoulder and looking about. And now that she's this close, the speech is relatively clear. Anyone with an earshot can indeed hear her.
How can I help? You're stuck in a picture.
And she kind of gives you like the one minute, like, oh, she's like breathing heavily. Says, what brings you here?
Exploration?
She's still trying to look around. She can't necessarily see what's going on. And she says, what? Oh, the place looks awful. What happened?
I don't know, ravages of time. Place looks
Oh.
like it hasn't been lived in like a few thousand years.
Yeah, how long have you been in that painting?
I'm not entirely sure.
Mm,
She kind of looks like the one from the cave. You know, the secret cave under the ogre village.
yeah, would you happen to know any of the elves that lived here?
She scowls for a moment and then nods and says, I knew them, yes.
You've been in here a really long time.
She like kind of half smiles, like, okay. And you see she puts her hand out and is obviously stopped because she can't reach outward. And almost as if she's going to like cup your hand in hers and goes, Philly me. My name is Delphina.
I'm Sarabi. And this is Lekka and Aldrin.
It's
I'm
a,
probably
Go over and
just
start
looking.
identifying the portrait at this point.
it's a pleasure to
I
meet
think
you.
I would have gone off looking for other stuff for Lekka, probably.
Sure. Where are you going to, Aldrin?
Somewhere where there's not a slimy boy near it.
Fair. Which
mean-
zone are you going to? There's technically a slime boy in every zone, and they're kind of moving about and doing their thing. One's attempting to do the obstacle course, and when I say attempting,
Let's go here.
it is pathetic. It is awful. Like
I
he
should
jumps
try
onto like
identifying a slime.
the high stand, and he goes to quote unquote jump, and it just like slimes on over and just like gels down because its body can't hold a firm pose, and it just like slurches down, and then it tries to climb back
boy.
up. It's really bad, actually. Kind of gross, maybe a little gross. I'll describe this area quickly for you. It's pretty straightforward. Wooden floor, mirrored walls, standing tables. There are, what the hell's a target? Oh, target. No, targot? Oh, targets. Duh, arrow targets. Okay, I'm stupid. Jesus, I thought it said targot. I was like, what the hell's a targot? Anyway,
You're
arrow
adorable.
targets. I know, right? On the western-facing wall, Aldrin, as you see, there are many dilapidated arrows that are kind of plunged wonderfully in there. There's old, dilapidated sports equipment. Thick layers of orange crystal cover everything, and there's a little bit of slime left from this guy behind. Not really, yeah. He's kind of making a mess, but he's trying his damnedest. But looking about, you don't see anything too crazy that really sparks interest. Not in this area, at least.
Damn.
Would you like to look somewhere else?
I mean, I'm just gonna look everywhere, to be honest.
Sure. Which area would you like to look at next?
I'll just kind of go down here. Is there anything down here?
Yes, as you ascend and look just around the corner, you can actually see a set of stairs that move upward. This most likely goes
I
to
don't
floor
know.
2.
I don't know if I want to go up to floor 2 alone, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm dumb.
All right. Would either of you see Aldrin kind of go off on his own?
I'm
No.
focusing on the portrait.
I mean, I'm not gonna go too far. I'm not trying to kill myself, but I'm gonna go like take a look.
Would you look at the other two areas before going upstairs, Aldrin, or no?
So where have we looked? I looked here, didn't find anything.
9 and 7. 8, 10,
9
and
and
6 haven't
7.
been looked at yet. Like I said, everything's really straightforward here. So just a quick
I guess I'll
description.
Just go here.
I think
Sure, okay.
4 hasn't been looked at as well. Aside from it being like a middle point with arrows.
It's basically just a giant golden arrow embossed into the floor. And like I said, the whole area is white marble. There's a
Are there
bunch of
any words
lumpy.
on it, by the way, or is it just arrows?
No, just arrows, just gold embossed arrow into the floor.
Weird.
Yeah. If you look close at it, you can see some elven runes that are like carved into it, and they're kind of like gyrating and wriggling a bit. Over in this area, though, Aldrin, this is some good shit. Looking up,
Some good shit.
yeah, you see one of these jelly boys trying to move upward and reach one of these 10 by 10 by 10. They're metal. There's like a white but faded wood that is woven into these very large hanging cubes and spheres. They are stuck to the ceiling. Some have fallen, but for the most part, they're all indeed still intact. They're all hanging at different heights. And if you were to poke one, it would indeed just kind of rock left and right. You can tell that people would climb up into these and probably just kind of chill and relax. There are some pedestals that you could jump up on if you wish. There is a shag carpet that is absolutely disgusting now. In the back corner,
good.
there's a pillow pit that, if you were to poke it, it's about 10 feet in diameter, and it's possibly deep-ish. You honestly cannot tell. You cannot see the bottom. It's just a bunch of pillows.
I want to go looking in the pillow pit to see if there's anything hidden.
As you move by one of these pedestals, you hear a loud grinding sound. As it actually
Just say about not killing yourself.
You hear a loud grinding sound as this pedestal moves down to about foot height of you as you walk past it. And when you do walk past it, it rises back up to approximately the height of one of these hanging orbs. Looking at the pillow pit, it's a bunch of nasty ass, wet, covered in just twigs and vegetation and such. Some are ripped open. Pillows, just a bunch of pillows.
Damn.
Approximately 3 feet deep if one were to jump in. Lekka would drown in pillows.
I can swim.
I might throw Lekka in here later.
They might be a little wet.
What do you mean? Why would it be wet?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
I don't think you want the answer.
Now I do.
Besides the pillow pit, do you touch anything here?
You know what? I'll just leave Slime Boy to this area for now.
Alrighty.
He can be the guard.
Sure. He's trying his best to use one of those pedestals to get up, but failing miserably, he kind of gives up and moves over and tries it over here. And while you're looking about, I'll cut back over to you guys. And Delphine lets you know that she has indeed been trapped in here. As he's looking about, Lekka, you're able to identify that this is indeed some sort of magical containment spell. She's stuck in here.
Containment spell is kind
You
of
don't happen
sus.
to know Dispel Magic, do you?
Me, no.
I think you could
sure
learn
someone
it. Well, like you can prepare it.
But it would have to be overnight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably spending it nicer anyway.
True.
Do you have any questions for her?
Definitely, but I have to think of them first.
Sure thing.
Specific reason why you're jailed inside a painting?
She winces a bit at that and says, "Yes, I used to work here. I was one of the best dancers back in the day, at least. And I've been keeping up practice." As she kind of painfully smiles, does a quick little spin dance and whatnot, and there's a small bow. And then, looking about, she says,
I appreciate it.
"There were some inhospitable customers, we'll say. There was a trader, and let's just say he went too far, and I killed him. And
Yes.
things were complicated back then. I didn't mean to kill him, I just wanted him to stop.
Here for murder, huh?
He deserved it.
Nodding in approval.
He was a bad person in many ways."
And I approve of this too, yes? Well,
Well,
if
seeing you've been strapped in this portrait for a few hundred, if not 1,000 years, I think you've served your sentence.
I don't know if they meant to keep me in here for this long.
Probably not, since they're, well, as far as we know, extinct.
I don't even know if they meant to. Things were complicated back then. Everyone was high all the time. It was fun, I guess, for a while, but
Makes
Look
sense.
around
Bunch
you.
of high elves.
I'm assuming the whole place is destroyed now. There's no elves or dwarves or anyone remaining.
Definitely
no
not.
elves, I didn't even realize they were dwarves. Oh my god, there was a dwarf on the door, wasn't there?
Are there...
I mean, there's dwarves all around in the stone, and I'll point at like the paintings in the wall.
she'll nod at that. And she basically comments on how both the elves and the dwarves work together to make this gorgeous place. The elves did their thing, dwarves did theirs, and together they made art. Gorgeous art.
Well, as far as we know, there are no elves or dwarves on the entire island.
She nods at that, and then says, "How about the Ravengers, the snake folk? Are they still around?"
Oh yeah.
Snake
They call themselves
Lizardmen?
the Ancients? No. Oh, they can't hear you.
I'm like squinting a bit. Now we talking about like flaming snake folk, or
Can I whip out my art book and show her the picture of that snake relief I found?
Yes, and she points to that and says, "Them, yes. They refer to themselves as the Ancients. Long ago.
We haven't seen any of them either.
They're all gone?
As far as we know,
I mean, there's a bunch of lizard people on the island,
That's probably
bunch
for
of
the
lizard
best.
people.
and there's Vaku.
That's probably for the best then.
Why?
Well, there's a reason I called them the Ravengers. Something happened. I wasn't here long enough. I, didn't have a high enough clearance level. I'm a dancer. I was here to have fun. We were all here to have fun. Something horrible happened back in the day, and, well, I'm honestly not sure. We arrived here, the elves arrived here, the dwarves arrived here. I came here for fun. It was easy to travel. They had many portals and such open, and, well, they wanted people to party. Miss Hadonia, she helped as well. She was a bit unique, but fun. I don't really know how that party ended, but it seemed intriguing. Let's just say we were at war with them. I don't think they were in their right minds. There was something wrong with the snake folk. They were monsters. We couldn't talk to them. They just wanted to kill. They killed each other. They killed us. All they did was mate and murder. There's something wrong in their eyes. I'm assuming if they're gone, then the elves took care of them.
Oh, something to care of them at least. So basically, you're saying this entire island used to be a what? Pleasure island?
Effectively, yeah. To
For
my
the-
knowledge...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, to my knowledge, the snake folk were here first. We came after. And from what they told me, not a historian, I've had time to think, though, that's for sure. I I arrived when the elves were already here. They were very relaxed. You know, party, smoke this, drink this. It was fun. I liked it. But it did something to some people. Do you know what was it called? Sipopa is?
No, yeah, I'll
Yes.
pull out some out.
And her eyes kind of widen at that. And she goes, have you
Slightly
taken...
addicted, yes.
Oh. Can you use the arcane arts?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I'm not dead, luckily.
Yes. Have your fingers begun to turn black yet?
I'm sorry, what?
Your
I'll look at my
extremities.
fingers.
They're not black. You're fine. You're fine.
No, so far I'm just
Oozing orange dust.
oozing orange dust. Yeah, it's the best way to phrase it, I guess.
And she nods that and says, well, good. We discovered, unceremoniously, if one were to use Sipopa, it, of course, I'm sure you realize, it makes you strong, it makes you feel good, it makes you a better you.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does.
Unfortunately, if you're not well-versed in the arcane arts, you sort of die horribly. Very, very horribly.
So I've heard.
Yes, that didn't
Is
help.
there any remedy to it, by the way?
No.
Since we're on the topic.
No, it's what killed us all, mostly.
Mm.
There was so many people died. We weren't just partiers, they were smart. I mean, it's not like you just licking the flower, eating it doesn't do anything. They were very experimentative. You had to try it out, or turn it to a dust, snort it, drink it. The drinks were very popular, actually. I can't see from here, but around the corner was sort of a drinking hall. Those hanging things over there, was the smoking lodge. You kind of just get up there and smoke and just rock away. And it was very relaxing.
Just realized that explains that big sex rock that we found. This is a
Which
party
one?
island.
The big egg, you mean?
Yeah, the big egg.
Makes sense.
She nods that and says, I guess if you're in the mood, yeah, but that one's more for animals, I believe. Specifically those weird looking little, they kind of look like goats, but not really. They're weird. They're strange, but they all
Yes,
kind of,
those.
yeah, they gather around it and just start going at it. It's kind of funny to watch.
Yes, it was.
The skull. Weirdos.
Shouldn't affect
Anyway.
people like us, though.
No, we noticed that. So back then, was this island also a wandering, invisible island, or is that also new?
I was able to come and go freely. Others were able to leave if they wished.
Oh, you did mention portals.
Yes. Extra planar travel and all that.
Honestly, you have to be quite advanced to have, like, a portal hub. It's
Well,
going to be rare in this world, as far as I
indeed.
know.
Miss Hedonia was high-ranking from what she told us in her world.
From her world.
Does that name ring a bell?
Nope.
So what was this Macedonia then? Also an elf?
No. She was the goddess of partying, though. Large, beautiful, powerful. She was definitely something else. I'm not entirely sure.
Scribbling in his notebook. Right, a goddess. This is getting great.
Indeed. She was... How do I describe her? Did she have 4 arms or 6 arms? She's like counting in her head. Well, she had 4 tits. I know that much. That was funny. Kind of. It was pretty cool. Oh, yes. 4 arms, huge horns, and like a twin-tailed body, very similar to a snake, covered in scales.
I'm sure I've seen a few of those in Shooting Hill.
I guess she could be a little intimidating to look at, but she was fun. She didn't necessarily like to be the center of the party, but oh boy, she would get us started. She would invite people from all over just to wreck shit. It's great.
Maybe you should start worshipping that god, Sarabi. Seems very in tune.
Well, I don't think she was actually a god. She liked to refer herself as that, though.
Yeah, I feel like well, okay, never mind. Because they've been gone like 1,000 years, right?
They being
The elves.
The elves.
they've been gone for a while.
Yeah, we could have lost some gods in that time.
This is true.
Come and go, apparently.
And then like something catches her. She goes, ooh. She was a, oh god, how do you pronounce it? Marlaith? Something? Oh, it's been a while.
Does that sound familiar?
It's a race of like demons.
Oh, so then I should know it.
You probably know it, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not gods.
Yeah, you know them as Mariliths. They're demons.
Wait, what, you know them? What are they then?
Those are demons.
Oh, I mean, she was a partier, so that made sense.
I mean, yeah, that way makes sense.
Like crossing out the goddess part in his notebook. Demon, underline.
probably refer to her as a god if you ever happen to meet her. But yeah, she was definitely not one. Just a, I don't know, god of parties, I guess.
He doesn't have to be happen to be the fiery type of demon, right?
I don't know. She had all types of magics.
Are they known for that?
I mean, they're known for being magical.
They
Sorry,
are
what?
demons.
Yeah, they're demons, so they're inherently magical. Yeah, they're pretty high level demon too, Sarabi. So you know that.
Yeah, that's normal for them.
I mean, you are a demon. You also have innate magic.
Yes.
Turns too cute, Fox. Wow, so powerful.
So powerful.
Just wait until you get real
Mm.
polymorph.
You're like demon
I
light.
know, right? Huh?
You're like demon light.
Yeah, kinda.
Not
That's
good
probably
enough to be called a real demon. Feels bad.
yeah. Demon light's probably pretty accurate.
I mean, that's probably a good thing. You know, innate evil alignment and all that.
Exactly. And people won't be super heavy on killing me. On
Also, I
site.
can't banish you and return you to the hells.
Pretty much. Okay, back to those portals. How did they work? Did they have like a contraption, or were they conjured?
I think a little bit of both. They did most of their work upstairs, top floor.
Well, guess that's our next destination.
We should probably bring this painting, see if we can get our those.
That is a good idea.
Right, so let's get our favorite gopher to pick up the painting. And wait, where is Eldrin
Oh,
actually?
okay.
Aldrin?
I might not have heard that, but I feel it.
Yeah, you can sense they want you to carry something.
Aldrin!
All right, while they're
If he's not
having
around, I can make a Tenses floating disc for until we find him.
that conversation, Aldrin, where'd you go to look?
I mean, I'll just leave Squishy Boy over there. He can do his thing. I'll go over here.
Okay, sure. This section
wouldn't
here
be too
is,
far.
once again, quite simple. It is a stone garden. They're all carved of a really nice, smooth white stone. You see popo bushes that are stone, so not real. Quite gorgeous though, and they're large. The flower itself is maybe as big as like a small bowl, but these are like 2 to 3 people could sit in one of these. A giant Sapopa chair, effectively. If you really wanted to pop a squat in there. There's like stylized birds and animals. Some you don't recognize. Many you do recognize from the island. Moving about this area, you look about Ealdrin, and you see sort of nestled away, somewhat damaged, what seems to be a golem. And they are covered in they're covered in lichen, and they're old, and they're really slowly moving. Very slowly. You wouldn't be able to tell from a distance, actually. It looks, this one specifically, looks like a very, very, very beautiful dwarf. She's missing an arm, but she's moving about, and it almost looks as if she's like doing a wiping, cleaning motion with one arm, but just on repeat over and over.
Oh, so it's a cleaning bot. I'll just go back, and then I guess I'll tell everyone about the cleaning bot and the pit of pillows that I'm... Actually, no, I'm not going to say anything about the pit of pillows. I'm just going to throw Lekka in there eventually. One day.
How dare.
All right, as we move on over, Aldrin, you do
Leave the
indeed
bot.
see her just kind of chilling there, and she gives you a wave from the painting.
I will wave at the painting and be a little confused.
Yeah, so this entire island used to be a resort.
Well, that explains the wannabe hotel, I guess.
Yeah,
Used to be
and the
my kind of
drugs,
place, actually.
sex, and the rock and roll.
And she nods at that. So sort of looking about, she says, well, my painting is, well, to my memory, quite large. You don't have to bring me with you. This area is pretty big. I don't mind waiting if you come back for me.
I mean, you said you could learn the spell magic if we spend the night here, right, Sarabi?
Yeah.
I guess we can take a look around real quick until night falls.
She nods at that. Primarily, I wouldn't want you to drop me. I don't know if destroying the painting would kill me.
That is a good point.
I mean, it
Fine,
seems
I
to
don't
be
drop
magical.
anything.
I don't think you can destroy magical items that easily.
I don't think so either, but it's been a while, so
Just to be safe, it's fine.
better safe, I agree.
By the way, do you have any idea what the hell those green puddles are? Or those brown puddles are? And I'll
No.
point at the one in the rec room, basically.
Slimes.
The slime?
The slimes.
She tries to look over you, and he's
Look like-
thinking.
Brown slimes, and the lady in the front said they were guests. I'm pretty sure they were just slimes, though.
She nods. And she's pausing for a second. Like she's thinking
So what's all the orange crystals everywhere?
that something happened. Lots of somethings happened. I was stuck in here for it, but I could see it happening from inside the painting. Everyone was too stupid and high to help me. I don't know precisely what happened, but that thing moving around, I think is an elf.
The slime?
You know,
Well, this is getting better by the day. Wait, does that mean that the statue, golem thing that Eldrin saw was a dwarf?
Oh, the singing golem?
Take a peek around the corner.
It looked like it was trying to clean.
Yeah,
Oh.
like it's trying to clean.
They do everything. They respond to sound, music, things of that nature. Usually they have one chime that they'll respond to. They can hold things inside them. They can do various things. But yeah, they're used basically to take care of the place because, well, we didn't really want to, and that was boring. But no, they're just golems. Just don't hurt them.
Okay, so what happened?
I have no idea. Something horrible happened after I was locked in here.
But you said you saw it happening.
I saw people melting and screaming and trying to kill each other, yes.
Did like just happen suddenly, or was there some sort of trigger, like a light or a noise or something?
It was so long ago. There was like a cracking sound, like a thrumming after, and then I just saw everyone. They just started melting. It was a slow process, but they slowly turned into that. I just see them moving about mindlessly. They've been here ever since. They're looking for something. I don't know what.
Wish I knew.
I want to get close enough to investigate one of these slimes.
All right, what precisely are you looking for?
Any signs of intelligence, or just is it a monster that will attack, or does it just want to mind its own business looking for something?
Getting too close, you would probably bother it. And you notice that overall, they've sort of slowly started to congregate towards where you guys are, but not aggressively. So this one would have been closer to here, actually. They were repeating one action over and over, but now they've moved a bit. And they're kind of getting closer to where you guys are now. As you kind of look at it, rubbing it closer, between all the gushing and it sort of moving about, looking is a term I'll use, but it's more so sensing its surroundings. You just faintly, on the wind, hear a moaning, and just a voice in pain. No words, though, just dread.
Aldrin, you say something in Elvish to those things.
What?
Come on, you can speak Elvish, right?
I mean, yes, but that's a puddle of slime.
It made a moaning sound.
That doesn't mean I want to talk to it.
Well, then let's go, because they're heading this way.
I mean, I'll like, from a distance, I'll be like, hello, in Elvish.
Bonjour.
As you say hello, you don't receive a response that you think is for you, at least, Aldrin. But you just hear this, like, exasperated sigh, just...
Okay.
And it was a little closer.
Are slimes supposed to do that normally?
Nope.
Well, we're not, and I'm just gonna leave. I'll see you guys later.
How fast are they moving?
Very slowly. They're like half moving, half stopping, and sensing their surroundings, and then moving a little bit. It's real slow.
Realistically speaking, can I identify them? Or try to see if they're like, I don't know, magical or cursed?
They're definitely both of them. You definitely can't see curses.
No,
but
can't see curses.
without needing to know that, you definitely know they're in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, they're 100% magical. This is probably some form of a curse. And as you move closer, Lekka, you can tell that the one near you is, well, it's noticing you. And they're not following where your boy was, but they're moving closer to your current location. Just ever so slightly. Not aggressively. Just slowly congregating to where you are. And as you look at this one from a distance, it actually gets closer to you.
They're definitely alive, right? Like they're not an illusion.
I'm gonna throw one of my Sapopa thingies at them.
Trying to hit it or at it?
Yeah, straight in it.
Okay. Which one? The powder or the dried one?
Probably the powder. It's the easiest.
Okay. So like the bag?
Yeah.
Okay. You toss that, and it strikes the outside of the ooze. Instantly, just this bubbling scream erupts from this thing. And all these little cephalopods and tentacles like rip out of it and start like slapping the floor as if this thing is in an immense amount of pain. But then not 1 second after that, it latches onto the Sapopa and just begins hungrily, violently devouring it.
Hey, Lekka.
All right. That's all I
Maybe you
needed to
should-
know. I'm gone.
Maybe you shouldn't,
Like, I don't-
use any more of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't have any more. That's Sapopa. We'll be back, Miss Delphina. Screech if you
mean?
need anything.
These guys have been taking it for like, I don't know, years. I'm fine.
Okay, well, when you're a slime, I'll throw you off the ship. It's
Also,
fine.
by the way, she said there wasn't a cure for it, so I'm kind of fucked.
Well, guess we're just gonna have to
I mean, it just means
restrain
that,
you so you can't have any more.
yeah, and when you leave the island, don't take any with you and don't come back.
Alrighty, are we moving up to the second floor?
Yes.
Yes. That's what
Alrighty.
she
Here's
said.
the
The portals
slimes.
last time.
Alright, we're able to ascend the stairs without much issue at all. They are somewhat dilapidated, but this place is fairly well constructed. I would say by this point, your little yipping foxes are probably gone. And moving on up into this area, you guys hear music in the distance. Very faint music. Alright,
You
we're
peek
now on
around the corner. I walk around
Oh
the
my
corner.
God, there is doors.
He slowly looks and you just like walk around him.
Pretty much.
Excellent.
No, there's no point in being stealthy if you're just gonna walk around me, you know?
But yes, indeed, you look around the corner and you are greeted with a hallway. There are doors. The music is a little bit louder. It's faint and coming from the long, far end of the hallway. And through
Nice.
here,
These
you
are
guys
probably all that degenerate sex chambers.
Oh no.
mayhaps.
Sarabi, don't touch anything.
Do I have gloves I can put on?
Do you?
I
you
would
are
like
rich,
gloves.
you probably have gloves.
I don't know, like a spare. Like I probably have some nice gloves that I wear, but
you have
I want
gloves to wear over your gloves.
I want gloves that I can use to not get nasty shit all over my hands.
Sure.
Not my fancy gloves.
Looking through here, you guys can see adorning the walls a shining movement that's dancing about. There's small triangles made of gold and lapis, obsidian, tessellated kinetic sculptures. They're just kind of dancing along the walls and then kind of pausing for a moment and dancing again.
You know, this stuff would sell for a shit ton back on
Did
the
you just
mainland.
say tessellated?
Yes.
Now I know you got that word from something.
Yeah, the book.
Repeated shapes, especially polygons that fit together closely without gaps or overlaps.
There you go. And moving about, Lekka, to your south, there are large black basalt pillars. There are many arch statues, there's elves, there's dwarves, and once again, in various states of dress and undress. They're not doing anything together. They're each posed individually, flexing male, female, other, and they're all gorgeous. They're beautiful. The muscle is sculpted. Oh my god.
You
they
have
are
my
just...
attention. What other sex do these elves have?
Is there anything that will fit in my backpack?
Oh, I almost thought you were trying to say something else there.
In this
No.
hallway? Oh my god. In this hallway, no. Not just yet. But there is indeed a door to your north. There are multiple doors. And this hallway moves forward, and then once again it goes north and south. And there are various doors. They are all closed. And surprise, surprise, there's a thick layer of orange crystal sort of plastered on the walls and just somewhat shattered.
Gonna peek in this door?
All right, looking northward into this area here.
I push Sarabi in the door.
All
and
right,
I
the
close
door.
it.
The door is actually somewhat cracked. I mean, you guys to open it, it sort of just kind of falls and just slams on the
Oh.
ground. Yeah, it was more just kind of there just to be there. Not sure if someone put it there or if it was just kind of always broken and they just kind of keep putting it back like that. Who knows? But
Well,
you
then
can
I
easily
don't push her.
you can easily walk into the room. Once again, there's thick orange crystal everywhere. This room looks like it has indeed been ransacked. There's a plush white carpet that adorns the floor, or at least at one point in time it was probably white. Many, many chairs, about 100 or so. They are white. Some are fallen, broken. They're pretty boring to look at, if I'm being entirely honest. On all these tables, there's broken china, old, just completely shriveled, rotten food, glasses, goblets, gold vases. Some are huge. There's like these weird sculpted flowers. Thick orange crystal coats almost everything here, preserving the opulence beneath. So you see a meal that was in the middle of being devoured, and it's just completely covered in this crystal, and it looks as if it was made just an hour ago.
And what's this thing?
Death.
Looking in the center, you see a large, jagged crystal column. It is milky white. It goes from the floor to the ceiling. It's about 10 feet in diameter, jagged, uneven, chunky, and it's faintly glowing. Were you to look up, you would see that there is a show playing on the ceiling. Planets and stars. The same loop that we saw on the first floor is now playing on the ceiling.
All these constellations are still wrong.
Still very wrong.
Close door. Move on.
If you want to look around and touch stuff, let me know.
Yeah, I do actually want to touch some things. Is there anything that's touchable not covered in orange junk?
Yeah, the orange isn't necessarily everywhere. It's all moved about. If you want to grab something or look about, just let me know. Basically, if you guys venture to explore into a room, I'll have you roll on a table and see what you find.
Yes, I will explore.
Already. Aldrin, what are you doing?
I'll leave that room to someone else. I'm going this way.
Alrighty. So Robbie, I'll go ahead and give this to you. You find on one of the tables, it is partially concealed in the crystal, but you could wiggle it free if you wish.
I will.
All right, it's approximately a 3-inch toy top made of purple crystal. Oddly enough, it breaks free relatively easily from the orange white crystal that it was concealed in.
I will spin it.
All right, as you spin the top and gaze upon it, you are filled with the absolute most powerful sense of euphoria and dizziness of the best kind. It's a not a sick dizzy. It's very much a ooh. I know you've never really been drunk before, but it's
The drunk dizzy.
The drunk dizzy that feels
The buzz.
nice. You feel buzzed and kind of silly, and everything's funny, and your tongue kind of feels weird. She has alcohol and just gets a headache, so she doesn't really know how that feels. But
Yeah, I have no idea.
yeah, basically euphoric.
All right, I'm
It's
keeping this.
comparable to rubbing a scab that is just healed.
Alrighty, Aldrin, leading inward. What do you look for? What are you looking at?
I'll go this way and I'll let Lekka go the other way. Why
Alright,
is this yellow?
I'll be really clear. This is incredibly straightforward. Looking south, you guys cannot miss this. There's a giant golden arch at the end of this hallway.
Oh, that's why it's yellow.
Indeed. It is 10 feet across, 10 feet tall, and adorned in abstract tessellation. Chunky. Inside, there's like a purple shimmer.
Is that the portals you were talking about?
Yeah, I was going to say this could have been one of the portals.
Oh, step through it. See what happens.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
There's definitely a hum. Are you stepping through it?
He says step through it and I just do it.
I did not say that, by the way.
Oh, okay, then I won't do it.
Okay.
I would specifically say don't touch it. Yes. Wouldn't want you being defragged over like the entire planet. Turn into a smear.
Also,
It's
looking
fine.
looking about here for the two of you, all these little stars on the map, those are all each one statue.
I guess I'll just open the door, see what happens.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The two of you open the door, and you are greeted with that very same music you heard from a distance, but this time louder and full of and gusto. As you pop these doors open,
What kind of
They
music are we
are-
talking about?
it's like ballroom music, it's dance music. It's nice, it has a nice bump to it. Occasionally there's a glitch in the matrix, but that's fine because it's still fun to listen to. These
I gotta dance in.
Excellent. These doors that you opened are made of white stone, very, very heavy. They have a high relief, once again, of naked dwarves and elves just dancing and having a wonderful time.
Is this a stage?
Yes, you can indeed see that there is a stage there. There's some across the way where you can see that slime. It's looking into a mirror and just sitting there, just staring into this mirror. And you can see around the slime, just sort of be about 5-10 feet so off. You see some leaves, and you recognize these leaves. You guys have been surrounded by them the entire time you've been here. They're jungle leaves. There's some near all three of these mirrors. So there's a mirror to the north, there's a mirror to the south, and there's a mirror right in the middle, and the slime is looking directly at it. And you jump up onto the stage there, and it is
I'm dancing and looking around.
yeah, it's solid. It has an obsidian finish. It's still mirrored and beautiful looking. And there are various pillars that are holding it up. They have that same kind of abstract, chunky, tessellated glow about them. And the music seems to be emanating from this location.
Can I pinpoint it?
It seems to be coming from like here, just here. Not any one thing. It's almost like this room is making the music. It's just louder on stage.
Interesting. You think you can carry the entire stage, Aldrin?
I
I say jokingly.
start walking away.
Bull strength. Come on.
No,
I think you need more than a bit of bull strength to
a lot more.
let's go check at the portal.
Also for reference, Robbie, as the top died down, the euphoria also died down.
I figured.
Yeah.
I pocket this thing so fast, I might have dropped it.
Are you continuing to look around that room, or?
Yes. I want to make my way towards the crystal in the middle. I want to see, because this is where the stars are coming from, right?
So the stars are all over the ceiling.
But you said they're being projected onto the ceiling, right?
Not projected. It's almost like the ceiling is projecting this image. This crystal just happens to be in the center and glowing.
Oh, all right. Is there anything in the walls that look like it might be like a slot for some sort of projection item?
Not that you can see, no.
All right, I will keep looking around the room. Anything interesting?
Yes, yeah, you definitely see a few more things that are kind of farting about. One thing you see,
By the way, I'm
Yes.
on the look for spiders.
of course. Now that you know to look for them, you occasionally glance at one under a table or two. Kind of like, all right. Unfortunately, you do see one under a table that probably has something snazzy on it. What do you do?
Mm.
It looks like a harp.
I'm gonna steal that spider's harp.
I'm definitely seeing that spider's harp.
No.
Rude. Spent his entire life savings on a harp and just gonna steal it.
Do spiders use strength?
Probably not.
Some might.
Some might. These are small though, and logic would tell you that smaller creatures tend to be more dexterous.
I need to get rid of Ravenfieldment. It's clearly bad.
It's just not a good spell in general.
I mean, it has some use.
Yeah. Put him right here for you. You can see him crawling under the table. And upon closer inspection, there's definitely some web here.
As in a nest?
Yeah,
Steal the
probably.
web.
Fire spells. Don't have spider spells.
Where's Spider Kill, my favorite spell?
All right, spider kill. Let's go.
It's called La Chunkle, actually.
No.
Lechonk. Alrighty, if you're going for an attack.
Dun, 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 dun.
Have fun.
Roll me initiative, you nerd. Hey, that's not
With
0.
distance, we hear just like fire whooshing in from the chamber.
Excellent. All right, unfortunately, he's going to go first because he's watching you. As you prepare to cast your fire spell, he will dash towards you. Ass ready.
Ass ready.
Not like
Is
this.
it another blue spider?
He fires web. This one's purple.
Oh no.
And he indeed covers you in web.
I would like to roll my resolve to resist. Oh, wrong game. Sorry.
Wrong game. Under the table, you see another bad boy also crawl his way out. Dashing for you as well, since you are covered in this good shit. Give me 1 second.
Is this where Sarabi dies? Just some spiders.
It has advantage now. Wait, is she actually restrained?
I've seen
Yes.
characters die in dumber ways.
You may hear me screaming.
All right, go ahead and roll me a strength save. It looks as if he's not trying to
Save.
attack you, but he's trying to further encase you in web. You need to beat a 12, and you rolled a 6.
Yes, he's going to use you as like a, what do you call it, an egg? Makes sense.
Alrighty, so this boy here is going
You
to
did not just say
further.
that.
I hate it.
He's going to further encase you
Do you not want to be an incubator?
deeper and deeper in web. You definitely can not move, and you can tell they are preparing something not great for you, Sarabi. Do you still want to shoot the fireball at that top one?
I think it's time for a fireball. Was that going to set the room on fire?
It will burn things around it.
Probably.
Is it going to set the harp on fire?
It might hurt the harp. You're not sure. It looks nice, but from a distance, you can't exactly tell.
Can I set myself on fire?
Oh, good.
Yes.
I mean, if you fireball yourself, you'll free yourself of the webs and take damage.
That's what I mean. Can I set the webs on fire?
Yeah, definitely.
I
mean,
when she one-shots herself.
If you send her fireball like to the south of where you are, you'll hit both spiders, you'll free yourself of the web, and you'll take some damage, but yeah, you can do that. God, the healer. Can I just kill myself real quick and heal after? That's fine, right?
You know what? Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians, bitch. Alrighty. I see how that is. All right, boy number 1, he'll do a wisdom save. Needs to beat a 15. He do, though. Alrighty.
Oh, please, God. Could you please stop with the rolls?
They still take damage. Roll me 3d8.
Don't they take half that?
Yes, he'll take half whatever the 3d8 is. Go ahead and
Where's
roll
the
that boy up.
button? There's the
Yeah, just
button.
roll 20.
Alrighty.
It's not a 20.
Not a 20. The boy is bloodied. And, all right. Now you need to roll me a constitution save, and you need to beat a 10.
This is for poison?
This is for something else.
Con save?
Con
And
save,
you're having a good
yes.
time in there.
That's not a 10.
Definitely not a 10.
What's going to happen is you guys probably heard her spell go off. You heard it's definitely something. This spider is going to jump on you, Sarabi, and it's going to run and skitter around you. It's going to surround you and surround you. And as it does, it begins running around you faster and faster and faster and faster. And all the web begins to glow and shimmer. And suddenly, Sarabi, unbeknownst to your friends, you're gone. You are pulled from this plane to somewhere entirely new.
Oh my!
Oh.
Did my foxes come with me?
Yes, your
Yeah.
foxes are indeed going to come with you.
Okay.
The other spider does not, though, so I'm not going to move us to a new map. But, Sarabi, you and this spider are now in the astral plane. You can't really see that, but when you're looking around, all you see is stars, which should be the ceiling, but so is the floor, and so is everywhere else, and you get a really bad feeling.
Oh, good.
All right.
Something is bad.
Something is bad.
Something
I'm in
is very
space. What's
bad.
wrong?
Is
I
it
can't believe you pissed off a face spider.
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh come on! Okay, I'm about to rage quit already.
Getting horribly unlucky, I'm sorry. Alrighty, unfortunately that does...
Can we play a game where my rolls are actually good?
I'm sorry.
Which
No,
one would that
sadly
be?
not.
Delta Green does opposites rolls.
Oh, yeah, it does. Rolling low is actually good in that game. You're correct.
Well, that's when you'll just end up rolling high.
Very true.
Don't remind
It's
me, please.
the curse of Will Wheaton.
Yeah, basically. The game just knows. So at the start of your turn, the webs cut into you further, Sarabi. And you feel just the general atmosphere. This realm is trying to kill you. Just being here is killing you. But the spider's still with you. You're fully encased. But you're here. If you have something weird, you can do that. If you wish. So go ahead and roll me a strength save. You
I have something weird.
You have something weird, yeah. What you want to do is you want to roll me a 12 strength, okay? So if you have something weird, you can definitely do that.
I don't think I have anything weird.
I mean, Sarabi's pretty weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do I have a
The spell?
emergency return home?
Definitely not.
I feel like you could have used that a long time ago if you had that.
I want to be in hell. I want to be in hell.
Just eat some Sapopa, it'll be fine.
Oh no.
She doesn't actually have any.
Yeah, don't you have it? You have
I have
all
all
of it,
of
I
it.
think. I'm gonna let you keep it all. I don't want that.
Yeah, sure.
Can my little foxes attack the web/spider?
That's gone. It dropped.
Oh, I lost it. Right.
You lost it, yeah. You can attack. It's just disadvantage.
Fireball doesn't need an attack roll.
Remember, there's only one spider here.
Just keep using fireball on one spider.
I mean, any spell that doesn't use a attack roll is
Yeah,
fine.
He's already bloodied. Less than half. He's hurt. Alright, unfortunately, he will succeed, so that will not kill him. He'll take half and go to as low as humanly possible. Definitely not at 1. Having you right where he wants you. Spider-chan's going to bite. Alright, a hit, but you save against the poison. Congratulations. At the start of your turn, the webs will cut in. You'll take 5 more damage. What will you do?
I'm gonna burn this bitch.
You're gonna burn this bitch. All right. You're able to sneak your hand out of the web, and you blast fire across this little astral spinning shit. Go ahead and roll me a strength save as well. All right, so you don't break out at the beginning. But, Sarabi, you are here for another moment. You get the feeling as if now that this spider's gone, you're being pulled back to the other realm. I'll let you save one more time before we're pulled back to our world. Excellent. And with that, you break through and you tear all the webbing off, taking no damage, and, this time, returning back to, hi, hey, here we are. Alrighty, unfortunately, that was your turn returning. This spider's incredibly confused. He's like, what the hell? Where'd you come from? Didn't we take care of you? He's going to move around you
Didn't we take care of you?
and attempt to bite. You will
Munch,
succeed, but, my dear, you succeed on your con save, and you're not poisoned as you bat the spider away. Alright, no longer restrained. No longer need to deal with shit. Do you just point blank guiding bolt this boy?
Yes.
Alright, it just completely
Big spell, radiant damage.
Oh.
Boom.
evaporates. You just nuke this little shit into the ground.
Who's next? Who's next?
Alright, your voice
We hear from across the
You-
hallway.
definitely heard that.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm concentrating on the spell. You go check on her.
Something
Make sure she isn't dead yet.
Hello?
Something skitters from across the way, and as you peer into the room, Aldrin, you see 2 dead spiders, Sarabi surrounded in webs and blood.
I may look a little crazy too.
I close the door and walk away.
What was that all about?
Don't worry about it. She's fine.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what you were expecting from me.
Sometimes women,
Just need a little bloodshed.
I just go back to ritual casting, identify.
You good?
No, she's just squeaking. Sorry, what are you... I'm not talking because she's squeaking. What are you doing, Lekka?
I'm just gonna go back to ritual casting, identify on the portal thing.
Alrighty, this is indeed
Oh, God.
what you think it is. It is a portal, but it is not an extraplanar portal. It will take you somewhere within this tower.
I'm not sure.
Does it
Does
do?
identify also say if it's like still in working condition or?
It looks to be in
I
working
don't-
condition. Honestly, Identify doesn't really tell you that much. I'm
Yeah.
definitely overpowering most spells you guys have, but you could also tell
Yeah.
this just by looking at it.
As far as I know, it just tells me what it does.
It teleports you, basically. And you know it's
Yeah.
not extra planar, so you're not going to go flying, into space.
Well, it is a portal, but it seems to be for inside the tower. I mean, it makes sense. There's a lot more above this, as far as I know.
Also, Sarabi, what are you doing after that?
That skittering, is it coming closer or away?
Away. No one wants to deal with that.
Excellent. All right. I'm
Especially
gonna
not
snatch
me.
the heart.
Okay.
And then I want to snatch the first spider's body and shove it in my bag.
Okay.
This harp, Sarabi, as you are a purveyor of very fancy items, it looks like it's entirely carved somehow of diamond.
Oh my god.
And the strings glimmer. They seem to be made of silver. Looking at it, there is something carved into the base that's definitely not in a language that you can speak.
All right, well, I will shove it in my bag.
Alrighty.
And will the spider fit in my bag too? I mean, I'm sure it must have an egg spinning sack, right? Egg spinning sack. Web spinning sack.
Are you taking the whole spider?
I'm sure it can also spin some eggs.
Probably.
I mean, am I know it all enough to extract just the web sack? I'm thinking probably not.
Just the thorax for that.
So in its thorax, you see basically a glowing liquid orb in its butt. If you're relatively
Awesome.
careful, you should be able to extract just that.
Those are some kinky spiders.
I ain't
hate
judging
this.
Am I capable of being gentle right now?
Probably
Hmm.
not.
Hmm.
But do you care enough right now?
No. All right. I will attempt to hold in my rage as I cut open the butt to pull
Yeah.
out the sack.
You
I
got
mean,
two
you are an
chances.
excellent butt play.
Exactly. So you got 2 chances.
I only have a
Disgusting.
+1.
Cool. Good enough.
That's better
Alrighty.
than a plus nothing.
Indeed. You're able to cut into this relatively carefully, and you extract we'll say this one had a purple, it's like a purple jelly orb. It's a little soft, but not so soft that you can't put it in something and it'll just, explode. So it's got a little bit of tension there, but you gotta be kind of careful with it.
All right. Well, I have valuables that I can, my poor clothes, I can wrap it in. All right. I'll do the same to the blue one too. These things can travel to alternate planes, so this is kind of important.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll the same thing.
And
All right,
it kind
excellent.
of matters. What
Go ahead and
kind
add
of alternate plane?
a blue and a purple one. All right, after having scanned the portal, Mr. Man, what do you do?
So do we have anything we can throw through the portal? So,
We
we find
throw
out.
something on a rope.
I guess, I'm not sure that works.
I don't know if it works like that, but we can try.
Might need to be something living as well.
Uh,
I'm gonna check what happens if I throw a rock through it.
Through a rock through, and it just completely phases out, possibly ending up somewhere else. Kind of makes a little whoop noise right as it goes there.
So how do we trick Sarabi into going in?
Wow.
I mean, I can probably just pick her up and throw her in if you really want to.
Wow.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay, go back. Hey, Sarabi, you done? You good?
I hiss.
Okay, bye. See you later. She hissed at me. I'm gonna not.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know what? I think I'd rather just walk in myself.
I'm dying.
Lekka's gonna like attempt to put his hand on his shoulder, like all fatherly, having to climb Aldrin halfway up to do that. Sometimes women are like that.
Oh my.
She's emotionally dispatched as of current.
Let's see, what can we possibly send through it? Ooh, I know. Actually, I'm not sure it works.
I mean, I could just tie a rope around you. You'll be fine, right?
I'll try to mage hand through it. See if my mage hand goes through it as well.
Sure, okay. You send your mage hand on through. You wait a moment, and you know, Lekka, does it have a range?
Could be 30 feet, I believe.
30 feet. Okay.
It can't go very far.
Then it dissipates. But not because of the portal, but because of how far it was.
Can I just like poke my head through? Only my head?
If you want, sure.
It might still take your entire body with it, though.
Well, I mean, I don't see any other way to go, so might as well just do it.
Maybe it's better if I go, though. You know, maybe the portal.
As
is
soon as you
some
say that,
high
I just try to
place.
push you in.
Ah! Whoop.
All right. He's going through. Sarabi, what are you doing?
Oh, yes, I disappeared. This makes sense.
I will do one last look around the room.
Okay.
Anything else catch my eye?
What precisely are you looking for?
Anything shiny? There's clearly a lot of crystal stuff here. I guess something not orange.
In this room, I'm not going to say there's nothing, but there's probably nothing that you're looking for precisely. There's definitely a ton of other rooms here, though.
Yes, there are a ton of rooms here. Shut across the hallway.
All right, across the hallway, precisely what I described before. There's music playing, and there is a slime looking at itself in a mirror. There are 3 total mirrors.
And this room's empty other than that?
Besides music playing, there are some leaves and such that are scattered around these 3 mirrors, but yeah, other than that, basically nothing. It seems like a dancing room.
You said there's leaves scattered around?
There are leaves scattered around all 3 mirrors, yes.
Is it like they blew in scattered around?
Yes, actually, they look like they blew in.
Go to a different mirror. Is this a mirror?
That is indeed a mirror. Sarabi, are you going to heal yourself at all, by the way, Sarabi? Or...
Oh, I guess I should, huh?
Yeah. Friendly reminder, you're kind of low on HP.
Hmm.
While she's pondering that, Aldrin, you popped your friend on through. You wait a moment or two. Nothing seems to have gone horribly wrong. How do you respond?
Do I have any way to like write on a wall or something? Can I even? Aren't the walls kind of moving a bit?
Yeah, there's like a wallpaper that looks like as if it's moving. When you say write, what would you write with?
Just like Sarabi go in the gold portal.
You can write on the
Because
floor.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back and have her just hiss at me again. So I'm just gonna write something, and if she sees it, then she sees it. If not, then see you later.
Yeah, you can write on the floor if you want.
Or I'll do that. Just Sarabi go in the gold portal, and then I'll go through.
All right, excellent. All right, while you're looking here, Sarabi, what are you doing exactly?
First, I want to touch the mirror.
All right, looking upon this mirror, first you see yourself, but upon closer inspection, you don't just see yourself, Sarabi, you see the most perfect, the most beautiful Sarabi imaginable. If there are any micro flaws you have, they are remedied. Anything, any hair, anything that could be out of place is perfected within this mirror.
All right. Already being perfect. I don't trust that. Do I see the same thing in this mirror?
You very much do, yes. And the slime seems to pay you no mind.
Can I see what the slime sees or just what I'm seeing?
You only see what you see. You see a perfect Sarabi. If you think you're already perfect, then you just see yourself.
Okay. No comment.
Fair.
It just shows you what you want to see.
All 3 mirrors are a perfectly beautiful Sarabi.
Are the leaves old?
No, they're not old. Some are, but mostly no. Upon gazing into this one, you do hear something wet in the distance. It's difficult to narrow down, but you definitely hear something. The music's kind of loud.
I feel like I should probably get Lekka before I touch that. Now that I'm calming down, because
It's a damn shame.
You do see
All
a
right.
door across the way that's open that you didn't open.
Head through that.
Alrighty. And to the south, you see a golden portal. An archway.
It's this.
Looking down at the floor, you see some scribblings. What exactly did you write?
Sarabi go in the portal.
Do Sarabi go in the portal?
That's basically it.
Would I recognize their handwriting?
I doubt you've seen me write much.
That's a good question.
Actually, I doubt you've seen me write at all.
Hmm.
So probably not.
I'm wondering if I'm seeing things. I'll step through the portal.
Alrighty, through the portal you go.
You die.
The two of you have been here for a second prior to her. So Sarabi, initially you see nothing. Like you went through first. And the first thing you see is an orange arch just across the way. It looks exactly the same. There is a very similar shimmer to the one behind you. You felt a nice... it was both warm and cold, a hug, something that just enveloped your entire body. Were you to move just your head through, you would have been enveloped in darkness for just a moment, but it was a weirdly relaxing, euphoric darkness. Until you arrived on the other side, you weren't spit out, you were just very nicely placed over here, perfectly balanced. And you're standing on a raised platform, made of lapis. It is smooth, blue, and has gold and white veins running through it. And of course you see the orange pillar, and you see the gold pillar behind you.
I also see different things that I don't want to see.
Yeah.
To quickly describe those, you see 4 bars. They are circular. Standing inside each bar, you see what seems to be a stone guardian. While walking through here, you guys have run into a few of the what they refer to as stinging golems. These look like one, except they're completely covered in the orange ooze.
Yes, the portrait art is very telling. I do not want to fight them.
And then, Aldrin, you come through as well, and also see it. There are 4 Sipopa bars here. The flooring here, down from this raised platform, is a black plush carpet with silver constellation patterns running through. It's impossible to miss. And you guys are in a circular room, surrounded by various other rooms, all with doors that lead somewhere else. These 4 guardians are just sort of sitting there, having an absolutely wonderful time. What is your first impression upon walking into this room, Lekka?
I mean, honestly, the first thing I would have done was take stock of what the hell is going around me and see if it's safe-ish. How is stuff reacting to me entering? And assuming it is safe, I'm going to take a rock and throw it to the portal at the height of where Eldrin was. Before he jumped through.
Excellent. The item you threw through, prior is here. Obviously your mage hand is not. As you toss a rock.
No, I lost my mage hand.
or something through. Aldrin, you're bonked on the head like right as you're going through.
I just grab where I got bonked, why?
Oh, don't look at me. Wasn't me.
I'm gonna give you an evil stare.
Same happened to me, trust me. Just felt in the portal.
And then Aldrin, upon looking through this room, how do you feel?
You know.
I hate everything about this.
Yeah, so
The
I would be
orange one's the
happier
same,
if,
right?
Looks exactly the same, just it's orange instead of gold.
I would prefer not staying here. Because those things, and I'll point at one of the bar maidens, I guess. Those don't look friendly. Or appealing.
They're
or fun to be
approximately
around.
11 feet tall. They're not fully stretched out, but they're kind of gyrating and moving in place ever so slightly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send another mage hand through the other portal.
Alrighty. The same thing happens.
I'm just gonna walk through it.
Sarabi, upon entry, so do you wait for Sarabi?
You guys gonna leave me a trail of notes?
Depends how long it took her to get in. I would have started to walk in the moment Eldrin came in.
I'd say probably about 2 minutes after Aldrin popped in, maybe 3.
I'll give her a little bit, and then if she doesn't show up, then just follow Lekka.
Alrighty. Sarabi, you saunter on in, and you see the same thing. Beautiful plush carpets. These 4 guardians that are basically paying you no mind. They're just looking to themselves.
Am I alone, or the guys here?
Aldrin and Hughes are waiting for you.
Hi. Where's Lekka?
I just point at the orange portal.
Already?
I don't know. He doesn't like it here.
Lekka,
Honestly, say him goodbye.
One of them looked at you, Lekka, when you entered, but it seemed to pay you no mind. Aldrin, as you and Sarabi sort of speak up, another one looks at you, and you hear somewhat of a shift as you kind of say, okay, goodbye. I'm going to share with you the absolutely wonderful artwork. Jump scare surprise, I guess. Rather gory. Beautiful.
That's a nice tit, though.
A nice tit, yeah. The art in this book is great. Just ignore the person's head being ripped off.
Yeah, that's definitely a mood killer.
I thought this was supposed to be a pleasure palace.
It is a pleasure palace. And upon thinking, I thought this was supposed to be a pleasure palace. One looks towards you, Sarabi, upon seeing Aldrin leave, and it steps over the bar and starts moving towards you.
Am I getting hungry vibes?
Hungry? No.
From it.
No. It's very mechanically walking towards you. Some of the slime is left behind on the bar behind it. And it...
Is it like bloody slime?
No, it's the same orange slime that you've been seeing everywhere else.
Oh.
It was looking at all the little utensils in the bar, yelling at close enough to see exactly what's there, but it was tending to the invisible patrons. But now that it sees you, specifically Sarabi, it glanced at Aldrin and started to kind of move towards him, but he moved through the portal. It glanced at Lekka and did nothing, but it looks at you, Sarabi, and it's starting to move towards you. Not too quickly, but it's speeding up. It's moving pretty quick now.
All right.
All right. As you sort of jet off, it doesn't come into a full sprint, but it starts to get there right behind you. And you skamoosh on through. Alrighty, now entering the 4th floor. Please enjoy your stay. You pop out of the other orange arch. Same feeling, warmth and cold, space hugging you all over, and you are plopped out onto the other side. This room has definitely seen better days. In fact, there's quite a bit wrong with this room. If you guys want to look at anything in particular, please let me know.
Yeah, the big acorn.
It is a big acorn. It actually is a giant acorn. It's huge. It's like 10 feet tall. It looks like a bronze sculpture, but you're not sure if it's a sculpture or if it's actually an acorn.
I identify it.
You actually move towards it?
Yeah.
All right. Give me one moment to see if that's safe or not.
Worst case scenario, I fall.
Already, the ground seems to be covered in a multitude of just not great things. Various plants. I do not believe you've seen either of these, so I can quickly describe them. So this is almost entirely covering the floor. These are individual branches approximately 5 to 7 feet long. They look like coral, but made of lava, essentially covering that entire area of the northwestern part of the map.
Like live lava?
It looks like live lava, but it's definitely growing along the floor, and it has the texture of a coral from a distance as you kind of look at it. And they are producing light.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else you see, various vines that are growing throughout this place. All right, these seem to be vines that are covered in white crystal. And they're growing basically all along the eastern side. Do you tell me where you guys want to go, what you want to look at? This upper area here, the 1, 2, 3 area, seems safe. Nothing's grown up here just yet.
Do they move when I approach?
Is it
Slightly,
like-
yes.
Outside?
No, we are indeed still inside.
Anything that looks like a portal? Then?
Besides the portal behind you? No.
I guess I'll just look around. Anything that clues us in on like what this room is?
Unfortunately, intentionally so, it's difficult to tell. This used to be something, but it's entirely overgrown. Something bad happened here. These plants, y'all haven't seen either of these on the island yet. They're probably local, but they are entirely taking over. They fully cover the ground. Sorry, like I mentioned. The weeds seem to move towards you. The lava coral doesn't seem to be currently moving. You can't tell if it's hot or not, but they are indeed glowing. In the center of this room is a massive 10-foot statue, alabaster and gold, elf. Her arms are outstretched, looking triumphant, and her face appears rapturous. Her hair is waving, looks as if it's made of gold, and it is actually the texture of hair.
I draw her. And what do you mean actually texture of hair? Like detailed, or could it actually be hair turned stone?
If you were to touch it, it would probably be hair, but you're not 100% sure. Like actual hair. And she's on a dais that is made of lapis.
Want me to identify the hair for you?
Identify the statue. Are you able to tell if it used to be a person?
I mean, I would be able to tell it's magical if it's afflicted by something, but...
Yeah, do that.
Or magical effects are applying it to it, I guess.
That you said it was an elf, right, Hub?
Yes, she's a very tall, beautiful, triumphant-looking elf.
I identify the statue, I guess.
There's something written in Elvish that lasts an hour, Lekka, correct?
Yeah, it should still be on.
Okay. So you can see the words glory. And in terms of magic, there is definitely magic here. I will say it's somewhat similar to the portal magic behind you, but it is most definitely being obscured in some way, almost as if it's locked away, intentionally so.
I had one more question about downstairs, Hub.
Yes.
Those 3 mirrors, were each of the leaves type different, like from different trees out of each mirror, or were they all the same leaf type?
Look the same.
So Lekka would assume that this is the portal room then, because there's nothing else left here. And it makes sense that if you like portal in, you get greeted by this massive ass statue, so you go to like the front. I assume that's the north side.
Yeah,
That'd be the north
does
side, yeah.
Which one is it
does this
facing?
look completely closed off, like no doors or anything?
No doors or anything. It is indeed facing north. There's no stairs, no doors, nothing that you can see.
I'll just like slowly make my way to the north and see if there's anything here.
All right, you slowly walk, and from what you can tell, the vines along the floor, Lekka, begin to kind of move towards you a bit. Fortunately, you're not deep on either side. I do mean the ones to the right. And they don't touch you. Looking towards the northeast of where you currently are, there's a giant 7 by 7 by 7 glass cube that is embedded into the floor. There's a scene within, but it's difficult to see from where you are.
I get closer, I guess.
All right, as you move closer. Also, I forgot to say, on the dais that the massive elf statue is on, there's also an interesting looking orange mold that's kind of stuck to it.
Ooh,
Nice.
I scratched some of it off into a vial.
It's like a mossy mold. Okay, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check, Sarabi.
Ooh, a dex check.
Yes, I'm gonna ask for 12.
I
that's
rolled
12.
half that.
I will say, Lekka, since you're all into plants, would you have assisted Sarabi in any way, shape, or form? This is the first time you've ever seen this. So would you guys work together on this, or?
It's that bad, huh? I mean, if she had asked for help, I guess. If she's doing this behind my back, there's nothing I can do.
I mean, I would have sketched a statue and then said, "Oh, hey, look at this weird ass mold."
And like I said, Lekka, this is the first time you've seen it. I know you're trying to look for plants, so.
Sure, I'll help her, I guess.
Sarabi, I'll let you roll again, so you'll have advantage on the check. 7, okay, excellent.
I meant to roll low.
Of course. So you're able to get some in. It's fuzzy, gooey, it's orange. You don't have gloves, right?
I definitely have gloves.
How much do they cover?
I feel like my normal gloves probably would be more decoration than use, but this is a naughty place. And I value cleanliness, and who knows how clean these people were.
Okay.
I want to say I probably put on my good gloves.
That makes sense, alright. Some of it does get onto your hand, Sarabi. It doesn't sizzle or burn, but it looks as if it's starting to kind of like soak into your glove. You're able to get a decent amount into the vial. And you get kind of a familiar feeling upon looking at this stuff.
Familiar how?
We got orange. It's got a certain scent to it. It somewhat reminds you of, maybe a scent strong enough to kill small wildlife in the area. You don't want to get the stuff on you. You now have some on your glove, but you were able to successfully get it into the vial. But a good chunk of it, unfortunately, landed on your glove.
I am pulling the glove off.
Okay, are you just ditching the glove or what?
Yeah, I'll ditch the glove.
Seems like a safe idea. All right, well, you now have orange moss. Congratulations. You can call it amber moss if you wish, because that sounds cooler. All right, this glass structure that you want to go look at, Mr. Lekka, it has a miniature pastoral scene within. There's hills, pastures, streams, purple grasses, neon green fungal trees that are growing up, terracotta villages of spheres, all self-contained within this cube.
Neat.
How close do you get to it to look at the scene?
I guess at the edge.
All right, upon closer inspection, if you kind of squint, you can see tiny little green mossmen running about. And you see these tiny little black mildew dogs also running around with them. And they're moving around and they're tending the field in flocks with their little dogs. So, Robbie, you see the same thing?
Do I think I can get a better look at it if I stand in the middle of it?
If you stand a bit closer, yes, but
It's set in the ground, right? Or?
It's set in the ground, yeah. You sort of get the feeling that there's not really much more to it, and it's more there as it's a fun display, we'll say.
Draw the picture inside.
All right, while she is drawing Lekka, what else do you wish
What
to
does
look
this
at?
have to do with naughtiness and depravity and all that stuff?
Well,
It just seemed a little odd.
Out of place, definitely.
I also want to draw a layout of this room too.
Okay.
Oh, and one more question. So the lava lines and the vines, do they look like they don't want to touch each other? Like, this space right here? Or does it look like they were fighting each other for territory?
They almost look like they've been bumping into each other. Oh, the lava on the left and then the vines on the right.
It means the lava's probably actually hot.
You can get your hand close to it. See if it gets warmer.
Yeah, it is right nearby. Can I, gently reach out? I just want to see if I can feel some heat.
No heat whatsoever.
Hmm.
They're letting
You
off light,
said
though.
it reaches out back to you. I wish I could identify this entire tower at once.
All
It's a lot to process here, though.
right.
One
Well,
thing that looks like a portal. I wonder what it was then.
Also, they're warm. A little warmer than your own flesh, I would say.
the lines.
Yeah.
I want to see what these things are.
I would say they are comfortable. Looking to the south, Sarabi, and also looking to the left, just because you would be here, this whole upper structure is basically covered in gravel. It's polished. It's very smooth to walk on. And this whole area, kind of to the south a bit, but mostly on this platform we are on, primarily to the left of the giant glory statue, you see what seem to be trees. There's about 17 of them. They look like pillars. They don't have any branches. They're completely petrified. But as you get closer to them, as you're looking southward, the tree, this pillar next to you, you hear a loud crack as it splits down the middle.
What happens then?
It continues to split, and the splits continue to split, and these massive pillars start to fan out very similar to a tree. In fact, it starts cracking vertically, horizontally, at all these different angles, and rather than falling to the floor, it floats there, and they kind of hover. It looks like a fractalized tree. Only the ones that you're close by, though. The ones that are far away still look like pillars.
What happens if I walk away?
When you walk away, after about 10 to 20 seconds, they close back up into a pillar.
So it's like the door up downstairs.
As a reminder, these are the pillars that are on 3 in the center area. And then to the south, you see a grove of gold. Trees fill this area. They look similar to aspens, and they have white bark, and the leaves glimmer like gold. Strewn throughout the whole area are very large pink boulders.
Can I find a small pink boulder?
Yeah,
like,
there's
like a pebble-sized boulder.
Yeah, one of these trees looks like it grew through one and kind of cracked it, and you can definitely pick one of those up if you want.
I will.
Full-sized boulder.
Yes, a small boulder the size of a large boulder.
I think that just makes it a pebble, though.
Also, you notice upon closer inspection, Sarabi, that all of the roots throughout all these trees are all connected. They're all weaving into each other.
All right. Can I pluck one of the gold leaves off? Like a gold leaf?
You may. And upon closer inspection, Sarabi, you think this actually might be real gold.
Does it look like it might be carved? Or do you think this tree grew?
This looks like an actual tree. White bark and golden leaves. After about a second or two, while you're inspecting this leaf, though, Sarabi, you notice right where you plucked, it begins to bleed this black blood. And it drips onto the floor.
Can I use healing word on the tree?
You may.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was just curious.
As you touch the branch, you're able to staunch the bleeding. And it stops.
Hey, note to self, don't pluck the trees. Are there any acorns on the ground?
There's one massive acorn to the north of you.
Well, I wanted a small one from these trees. All right. I will gently tuck this golden leaf into my bag along with the rock. Is it like bright pink or...
It's like a light pastel. Lekka, what are you doing during this time?
I'm just looking around at this point. I'm gonna go east.
So you can't physically go that way, or you can, but upon getting close, you notice that the vines react to you instantly. They begin to move towards you at a, I'll say, worrying pace. They don't reach you, but they move towards you. And then to the east, there's a large dead tree.
That is a worrying pace. I will not go that way.
This large tree that seems to be dead, it reaches all the way to the ceiling. It has no leaves, it is scorched and cracked down the center. It's about 20, 25 feet tall. Looking around this area, Lekka, the same phenomenon that I described before, these large pillars begin to crack apart and effectively display themselves as if they were trees. And moving down here, you actually see something that looks as if it fell, maybe from someone's pocket. And it definitely doesn't belong here. It's like a foot-long square of basalt. Sort of like a tray.
Pick it up, I guess. See if there's anything on it or weird about it.
Upon looking at it, you can see that there are 9 depressions carved into it. Very, very smooth. But it doesn't really seem... Besides that, it's very, very simple looking. But you know there's magic contained within this thing. Like, it's pulsing. There's something going on here.
We're gonna take a sit and identify it, I guess.
Sure. While you're identifying that, Sarabi, what are you doing?
All right. Well, I assume if I try to take the stairs, the vine's going to come for me, right?
If you move by quickly, you're fine. But if you get too close, they almost jump for you. Yeah. And then south of where you are, you can sort of see here. There's a bunch of pods that are people shaped.
I was just about to say, do I see those?
You do, yes.
Well, nope, not going there.
So sort of wondering before, you guys are starting to like, okay, what was the point of this room? There is a single connecting thread with everything in this room.
It's all plants.
All plants.
Yes, the plant room.
Okay, if I approach these, do they spit acid at me?
These being what?
The lines, the coral.
They don't spit
Yeah.
acid at you, but they don't really seem to like you being there. You can kind of get the feeling that the way they're growing is to not prevent footfalls, but they're trying to take over this whole area. They seem incredibly invasive.
Everything else here. Okay.
Every hotel is an invasive plant room.
This place has seen better days.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
Essentially, the whole southeastern area is just covered in these vines.
What happens if I hold some fire out to them?
Fire, they actually retract from fire. They don't seem to like that very much.
Yeah, Lekka, do you see those people-shaped things over there?
No, kind of busy right now. I'll take a look later.
Busy with what? Can I help?
Probably not. Found this thing. Has magic in it at least. Not sure what it is yet.
Oh, okay.
I
Hey
can
guys,
make
what you
you.
doing?
I can turn you invisible in a bit. See if the plants can see you.
On that note, Lekka, you discover what this is. This 1 foot long basalt tray with 9 depressions. Get a good sense for it. You discover, were you to place a seed inside the divot, within 24 hours, it would become 3 seedlings.
Ooh, that's exactly what we need on this island.
Didn't you take some seeds? I took some. I think I filled a file with some seeds from something. Was it the
Yeah,
peppers?
we've got seeds from something.
I think I took from the peppers, yeah. I'm gonna put some pepper seeds in it.
Alrighty, definitely need to be careful how you're carrying that.
I think it is a tool.
Sounds very tool-like to me. Aldrin, is there anything you want to look at?
I mean, if there's coral, I'll go look at that because that doesn't sound like it belongs here.
Right,
you
so
can-
what did you say about pods?
Say to the south, you can see 5 people-shaped plant-looking things. Pods. They're very odd-looking.
Yes, those are people-shaped pods. They're very odd looking.
Hmm,
Do you think they are people or?
maybe.
I mean, they could be a trap too. Although I feel like this place isn't very good on traps, so I don't know.
I mean, the plants mostly here. I don't think there's traps.
Unless you count spiders as traps.
They're dead, is what they are.
I
Oh,
mean, some of the statues definitely were traps.
Looking down there to these odd people, besides all the vines, you do see something that probably doesn't belong. Initially, from a distance, it looked like a branch that would have fallen, but it actually looks more like a staff. And it has sort of
Well.
like has a really interestingly colored, not rainbow, but a multitude of colors, like a moss growing on it.
How far away is that? Like
30 feet-ish?
30 feet-ish? Is it within range of mage hand? That
Should be.
really good.
What's the weight that Mage Hand can carry?
Let's see, 10 pounds.
That you should be able to grab it then if you want to, yeah.
I'll try to grab it.
Alright, you send your Mage Hand on over. The vines do not respond whatsoever. Completely still. The ones near the edge, though, Lekka, where you're standing, they get a little spicy, but it's not too far away. So your Mage Hand kind of whoop, 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 and then, like a grabbing claw, you snatch that boy up, and you drag it on over to yourself. Do you put it on the ground, or do you take it yourself?
I'll take it myself.
Alright, the second you
Now I've
touch
got
it,
2 stacks.
this dead, brittle-looking stick, it immediately rejuvenates. It bursts into bloom. It begins to wriggle in your hands, almost as if it's alive. All of the wood, all of the cracks and the death receding away, and it looks brand new, and it looks so firm, but it's moving. It's got a nice wiggle to it. And
I'm
it's
grabbing it with like 2 hands, trying to contain it.
Yeah, Aldrin and Sarabi, it almost looks like Lekka's trying to like he just fished out an eel, and it's wiggling in his hands, and all the mold begins to bloom and blossom in these bright blues and greens and yellows. All these little flowers begin to bloom on this thing, and you can see its head, the tip of it, cracks open, and it kind of stretches a little bit, and it looks at you, Lekka, and stops wiggling, and you're holding a flowering snake.
It's a snake?
It looks like a snake. Not mean at all. If anything, it has a little smile on its face.
I definitely drop it at a shot, and I jump back a bit.
And it kind of falls into the area of all the vines. And as you do, they quickly jump at it, and it kind of like wriggles and starts freaking out and freaking out and freaking out. And then it like grows rigid again, almost as if all the moisture is pulled out of it. It just turns to this brittle stick again.
What the hell is that?
I will pick it up.
All right, it's in the vines now.
No. I'll mage hand it back out.
Okay.
This time I won't touch it, however. I'll give it to Sarabi.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's kind of cute.
All right.
It scared the shit out of me.
When you take it, Sarabi, the snake once again blooms in your hands, and it looks like the almost freakishly well-carved snake made of wood.
Hi there. Do you talk?
It shakes its head no, but it nods, as if to say, hello.
But you understand.
It nods again.
Whoa.
Wow. God, I wish one of us had like speak to animals or something.
Is it an animal, or is it a magic item or something?
Both.
I mean, we don't know. Does it know? Are you a snake?
Well, it can't shrug, so it just nods.
Are you an actual animal snake, or are you...
It shakes its head now.
How long have you been here? Like a long time?
Nod, nod, nod.
Honestly, it might be easier if I just try to identify it.
Sure.
All right, you're now the proud owner of the blooming snake. All right, casting identifying on it, I will go ahead and tell you everything it does. All right.
It blooms.
And it bloomed indeed. All right, we'll
And
pause.
it is a snake.
We'll pause after this. But it seems to be a snake made of wood and flowering moss. When discovered, it looks dead and brittle, as it did. If touched by an intelligent creature, it will rejuvenate, burst into bloom, and behave like a living pet snake. You can tell this upon looking at it. It's going to require daily attention, water, sunlight, love, and it likes music. Or the flowers will die. Once it is dead, it can be rejuvenated only by another person.
Have I ever heard of anything like this before?
When
This feels like a very exotic pet.
It's definitely unique. There are stick to snake is pretty common. So yeah, sort of. This one's a little different.
Yes, I know this cantrip called Stick to Snake.
My favorite.
Listen, buddy, just stick to snake. He tells the
Snake.
druid.
Snake!
Snake!
No.
All right. Anyway, we shall indeed do just that, and then attempt to figure out what to do next week. I'll be really clear. There's a lot of like secret things in here. Remember, this is a very OSR styled dungeon, so make sure you guys touch things.
This room or this tower?
In this tower, you guys pass so
Probably,
much
yeah.
shit, and there's a lot of stuff you guys have touched. But I know you guys know you pass stuff, and that's perfectly fine.
Oh, I'm definitely going back to
Yeah.
those mirrors.
Indeed, yeah, there's a
I mean,
lot more to touch.
I don't want to go into every room and touching literally everything I come across. That's gonna take ages.
Indeed, but we can turbocharge it. Just like I said,
Yeah.
tell me exactly what you do, and I'll tell you which rooms are important and which ones aren't. Anyway, we'll go ahead and pause there, and then we'll get to room touching next week.